What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Montarctica podcast. We welcome Johnny Hould back from the dead. He's been gone for a while, and
I've never been welcome.
We got another podcast virgin today. Bryan Shores in here.
What's up?
Bryan is the owner of Blue Ridge Brewing here in Malta, which you just started Malta's first brewery.
Yeah, we're gonna pop his cherry just like he just popped my cherry on this beer.
He brought over some beer. What kind of beers did you bring again?
We got some Horny Amber, and we got a little bit of Elk Shed IPA.
So far, I'm gonna have to say this stuff goes down way better than that $4 a six-pack beer that I just was cool.
I'm gonna tell it anyway. I wasn't gonna say it, but as we're pulling up here, we had just stopped at Westside, and we're pulling up, and I told him, I think Bryan's bringing some beer over, and Johnny goes, well, I'm kind of a connoisseur of beer. And I look over, he's holding like a man can of Natty Ice. I'm like, of course you are.
It was the worst thing to say at the time.
Natty.
Yeah.
It wasn't natty. It wasn't.
Don't they have a new one out called like Natty Days or
Yeah, they got some pretty wicked stuff. I'm talking. I was down to my last $5, and so I hit the Milwaukee's Best Ice.
Oh, hey, wait a minute. My dad drinks that Milwaukee's Best Light, and I tell you what, not bad for the price.
So that's Valley County beer, right? Is that Old Mill likes Valley County beer?
My point is,
Old Mill, yeah.
My point is, I had never tried this before.
Horny Amber is definitely better than what you were drinking.
The Horny Amber.
I'm down. I'm down with the Horny Amber. That's pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
She's
probably taken.
Well, until I say.
Jeez. You start about a year ago, isn't it? You're coming up pretty close to your 1 year anniversary.
End of July we open.
Yeah. So how'd you get the wild hair to decide you were going to start a brewery?
Well, I always tell people that when we got ready to do this, they said, well, what made you decide to do a brewery? And I said, well, I thought I'd eliminate my biggest expense.
Yeah.
So why not make the beer? And it's a lot cheaper.
Then you can be your...
Yeah, but the world's best drug dealers say don't do the product. So.
Yeah. Well, I didn't follow them.
Who's that? Yeah.
No kidding.
No.
I want to know the world's best drug dealer. How do you know that stuff?
I watched Cocaine Island on Netflix last night.
Seen it on the internet.
Everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bri and I always love going to different breweries around the state. So anytime that we leave anywhere, we're looking for breweries to check out and hit up and try everybody's new stuff. And, just it's a lot of fun. I mean, you get to try all these different kinds of beers, and some are good, some are bad. But when it was still kind of an idea, I had kind of the idea at the same time when you guys were starting. I remember that.
I rode over there. I was like, oh, we just heard, because what had happened is another guy had came to me and said, hey, I think you should start a brewery, blah, blah, blah. I get all this paperwork and shit through Bear Paw and start filling it out and whatever. And, he takes me over and shows me what we thought the building should be. Well, it just turned out that he called it, because your dad's the local handyman around here, and calls your dad to look at the elevator, goes, do you think we could run beer up and down? Or your dad goes, well, what the hell are you going to haul up it? And he goes, well, we're thinking about running beer up and down. And he goes, well, my son just filed paperwork for a brewery, too. And we went, shit. What are we going to... Yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I knew Malta needed one, one way or another. And, I mean, a lot of towns now that are getting a brewery now they're getting 2 and 3. I mean, it's... Yeah. I mean, Malta's sustained 9 bars forever,
Boy, that tells you something. A lot of bars and a lot of churches.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. And guess what? More people pray than they pray.
Pray for more beer.
Yeah.
I remember when I was a kid, my parents used to make homemade beer, and you could tell there was homemade beer in the cellar because some of the
tops would pop off.
Some of the tops would start
over-carbonated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd know the beer was good.
Yeah. Well, when you bottle it, homebrew, when you bottle it like that, you put priming sugar in there, and if you overdo it, it just over-carbonates, and then it's done.
Well,
pops top, and lost your beer.
It was never anything scientific or anything. It was just the whole, hey, let's use some of this and some of this, and no, you've got it down to a science.
No, I'm far from that. I'm still a rookie learning. I mean, we haven't brewed beer for probably 4 or 5 years maybe, but I mean, you learn every day.
Sure.
It's always something new.
One of those things, even 20 years down the road, you're going to be like, oh, hey, I can perfect this, or...
Well, it's nice, too. You talk to other brewers and stuff, and they'll help you out. They give you pointers and stuff, but there's a lot to learn. I mean, it was a big jump for us. I mean, when you go from home brewing to a large scale, I mean, I was making 5 gallons at a time. Now we make 150, which
The biggest I've ever brewed I used to do quite a bit of home brewing too. It was biggest I've ever done is 5 gallons.
yeah,
In one batch. So I would,
yep.
like I said, moving on up to the big ones. That's how many brews do you keep going at a time, or how often do you?
Well, right now we have 8 on tap, and we're pretty well full with that. But I got some rotators that are coming out. I got a Camel Head brown ale that's done, slow seller, and it's good beer, but it's such a hard target. I mean,
Yeah.
Malta in itself, when we first opened, everybody's about wheat beer.
Yeah.
And if you talk to anybody else, that's like the gateway beer.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
get 'em
It's
into
like you get
drinking
in there and
microbrews.
they have a couple wheats. They're like, oh yeah, this is good stuff, And
Yeah.
pretty quick they want to venture out, and then they're moving on to the amber and some other stuff. And then by the time they're figured it out, they're into the IPAs and stuff. And
Yep.
this IPA that I brought today, this Elk Shed, that's 7.9%. So it's
Yeah.
got some power.
We haven't tapped into that one yet.
No,
have we?
not yet. We're
That's the thing. Like I bartend at the Mint, which is probably the busiest like Friday Saturday night bar in town. And it's a consistent Miller Lite, Bud Light. Like the light beer stuff, and you can almost tell a lot of the times when the guy walks through the door, oh, that guy's gonna order an IPA.
This-
You see that.
Dude, I was in Billings one
Which is a
time.
good thing. I mean, but we don't, as far as living up here, before you guys were here, we didn't have a whole lot of, microbrew drinkers. And
yeah.
the ones that, we have like 4 taps at the Mint. And the ones that are a lot of them are ones that would sit at home and drink it. I
Yeah.
think of a lot of guys that would go and get growlers when they're out of town and bring them home and stock their fridge. And then you go out their garage fridge and it's full of all kinds of different stuff but we don't see a lot of those just coming to the Mint to take shots at 2 a.m. So
No, they're kind of conservative drinkers. We get a lot of crowd. It's funny too because you'll have your regulars show up 4:00. We open, bang, they're there. And they have
Yep.
3, and they go home.
God.
And
Sounds pretty hardcore to me.
There's certain people that like our establishment for a couple reasons. One, it's quiet. There's no music blaring.
Yeah.
It's pretty well lit. It's a brewery. That's
Yeah.
what we looked for. We wanted something
It's
that
not
was
a bar.
Yeah, people come in and they get to see the equipment. They're like, "Oh fuck, that's
Yeah.
where it's made, right there. Look." And then they can see if there's beer bubbling in the tanks. They're like, "Oh fuck, man, he's got beer brewing over there. Look at that shit."
Yeah.
And yet every time, and I don't mind, but every time somebody comes in there that hasn't been in there, if they find out that if I'm working or if I'm there or whatever, they want to talk beer.
Yeah.
And most people don't know much about it, and they just want to learn, which is cool. Whatever. I'm glad they're interested. It keeps coming back, and then they go and tell a friend, yeah, I talked to the brewer down there, man. He's got this going, and he's brewing this, he's doing that. And
Need to print out some pamphlets of like the frequently asked
Dude,
questions, so you don't have to
I
answer
know.
them over
I'm
and
gonna
over.
tell you
Pull out a sheet and you're
a
reading off
nightmare
it.
that I had. I went to Billings with 2 girls.
And they ran out of beer.
No,
Oh.
we went to this.
That would be a
we
nightmare.
we were at you know how they've remodeled the other side of Montana Avenue or whatever, to where they got the brew houses over there and stuff.
Oh yeah, Carter's and
Yeah. Well,
Wilbur Brew and all
I
them,
took
they're
these 2
downtown.
girls over to this brew house or whatever, where it was
Brouhaha.
I don't remember the name of it exactly, but I know we went over there to try some beer, and
yeah.
first thing she did was, "I'll have a Bud Light." I went, "Oh my god!" I was like, "Dude, they've got a list of killer beer right there. Try one of them."
Yeah.
She's like, "I don't know." I was like, "Well, then just fucking try one of them."
Yeah, you can't ever, you never know unless you try it. And some of my favorite beers are,
Indian
Like-
Pale Ale. Boom.
well,
That's
yeah,
what I got.
I'm an IPA guy for sure, obviously, because we have
Do
2
you-
IPAs on tap, and normally carry a pail, but it was so strong that it was like,
Is that a requirement when you're a brewer that you just have to be an IPA guy?
no, I don't know.
It
Man.
seems like when you always ask the brewer, you always go like, "Hey, what's your favorite?" He's like, "Oh, it's the IPA." Or what?
I think that me personally, I think that the IPA has the most flavorful taste to it.
Yeah.
It's bitter, it's strong, it's dry. It's got so many different things going
Yeah.
for it. Versus
I
a
think the
wheat's just
IPA,
like
yeah.
a wheat. When you got guys coming in and drinking wheat beer, those are Bud Light, Miller Light guys,
Yeah.
and they want to try.
Or like a lot of the ladies that don't drink beer, if
Yeah.
you take them to the
Yeah.
brewery, that's what
Yeah.
they.
Dude, I
you
was
know?
so embarrassed. I was like, I don't know what to tell these people.
Yeah, that's usually what I recommend to them if they haven't had Well, I don't know what to
IPA?
drink. You
I
don't just
recommend
you don't
an
you,
IPA
well,
to
you,
anyone.
a lot of times you won't throw the IPA at a girl that might not even veer off of a Bud Light. You could probably give them the sweeter wheat beer, or whatever,
and not
then
even let them know.
suddenly they'll like it. But yeah, we.
By the way, my dog, he's looking to knock something over so he can drink it. Just so you know,
Fucking
He's
lush.
one of those dogs, huh?
that's the dude. Yeah,
The dude.
yeah. Jeffrey Lebowski.
We had a friend that had a dog back in the day that would, if he lost his dog, he could find him at the Mint. He'd go down there and sit
No
there
shit.
till somebody'd give him some beer and a little
No
dish.
shit.
Yeah, he was
That's
a lush.
funny. Lush.
Is that,
Yeah.
I just took the last drink of what was that? The horny amber.
The horny amber.
Yeah.
Try that elk shit.
And
I
now
just
here's
poured a
the
little.
elk shit.
Yep. This is.
Oh,
Is there a
shed,
certain way to pour
not
it? Am I
shit.
going to pour it wrong?
Lean your glass. You want me to pour that?
I would love for you to show me. I don't mean to be a
Fucking prima donna.
rotten prick, but I don't.
He
wanna
is
do
a
it
beer connoisseur, remember?
Cognac. Cognac.
wrong. Thank you, sir.
Sounds like an ex-girlfriend of yours. Cognac.
Yeah. Johnny's
No,
only
that
ever
was
had,
more like Contier.
he's only ever had 2 ex-girlfriends, so
God damn it!
and he's still in love with both of them.
You're making me sound desperate.
No, not desperate, just
Well,
takes you a
Loyal.
long time
He's
to
loyal.
change, yeah. I
One
don't-
thing I'll say for
He's
sure
loyal to those exes.
is I love the beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. You'll like that. That's.
I will say
you
I
know,
love the beer. The girls I can just forget.
that beer when I made it. It's kind of a beer for everybody. You wouldn't believe it, but women, everybody loves that beer. I don't know why,
Nice.
but I made
I think it has to do with
150 the alcohol percentage is probably some of it. They drink
Spanish
that.
fly.
Yeah. They come. I made the beer, and it was probably into December when it was finished. I kegged it, announced it, had our founders club come in, try the beer. Every time we get it done with the beer, we have a big founders club, and they get to come in and try the beer first, and then they pick names, write it down. All the names for the beer come from them. So they
That's
came
pretty
down,
good,
tried it, had really good reviews. I thought, well, shit, it's probably gonna go over good. Bang! Into January, they burned through all of it. I had 150 gallons in
Wow.
1 month. For
What
Malta,
does that say
that's a
about
lot
your
of beer.
committee?
Yeah, that's
What does
good.
that say about your committee?
Fuck.
If you guys can drink 150 gallons of beer,
Well, that's
you need to put me on your committee.
well, that's sales in general because they get to come
Oh,
down and
yeah,
try it
right.
first.
Sure.
But this is general public came in and drank the piss out of it. They loved it, and I thought, well, shit, I only order enough grains per what we need because I don't have a mill yet, so I have to order everything pre-milled, and I don't want a bunch of pre-milled grains sitting around because I don't want to
Yeah.
go bad.
Where
or
do you
stale.
order your grain from? If you don't mind?
I get my stuff from Bri's Malt right now. We're hoping to transition into Malt Europe for our base malts. We'll probably still get specialty malts from Bri's, but Malt Europe in Great Falls actually does base malts. And I haven't been in contact with them yet, but if they can do like a pale and a pale ale, base malt, and then a brewer's malt as 2 basically base malts that most recipes require.
All right. Here's the elephant in the room. What are the chances that you could get local? I mean, could you grow that stuff around here?
You could. I've been contacted by a few different guys that want to sell me their barley and stuff, and that's great. I would love to use that, but it has to be malted.
Yeah, and you
Has
got,
to be
I mean,
malted.
do
Okay.
you want to go into that, all that
Nope.
production of doing all
Nope,
that too?
I'm
so.
not going to malt it. And I said,
Yeah.
I'm more than happy to buy it, send it somewhere, get it malted, send it to me, and I'll use it.
I think living in a town like Malta that we'd have
Well,
a
you
Malta.
know, and
You know, that's funny you say that
malted
because
beer.
we had
Yeah.
a lot of different
There's the
names for stuff that
right.
was malt.
Yeah.
You're right. Here's the second of my double question. When legalization of marijuana comes into play,
Oh boy.
Here-
I've already talked to a couple different guys. I'm not going to say any names, but
Do infused beer
Oh,
or something.
come
yes,
on.
Yeah.
that they want. They're like, hey, can you make
It'd be
me some
popular. I
beer?
mean, it's-
that is
you knew
infused?
you already knew what I was
No, I
talking
know.
about.
Well, yeah, because
Well,
they've
even the
asked me
big
about
companies
it.
have already bought into it. That they're planning, like even like the big Budweisers and whatnot are planning
and dude, around here, where's the best
on
place
adding infused beer.
to grow anything like that?
Not here.
The Milk River.
Well, so this last Iron Steak IPA that I made, I used local hops that were grown in Glasgow. One of our founders brought these hops to me, and he said, hey, I don't know if you're interested, but I brought these hops if you want to use them for a beer. I'm like, well, yeah, shit. Next time I brew this beer, I'll use those, and we'll put them in there and stuff. And I did. And most of the time I use pelletized hops. They dissolve right away when you put them in the tank. A whole hop, they're a motherfucker. That was the first time I ever did it like that, and it kept plugging my heat exchanger, and I was having a fucking time.
Wow.
Lenny came down there, and he's like, hey, what are you doing, bud? And I'm swearing and hollering. I'm like, I'm having a fucking time.
What? How much time do you got to spend yourself as you learn to brew? And like, I mean, how much time do you lay in bed at night researching shit on your iPad or phone or whatever, however you're learning? You know,
not that much, because basically, I'm the kind of guy that just goes with the flow, wing it, and then I read. As I plug the numbers in the computer, then I'm looking at it later, and I'm like, well, gravity didn't come out right on this, or it's it's too high, it's too low, my yeast isn't doing good here.
I stuck my beard in it too much on this time.
Yeah, my beard dangled in there. That's what gives it all the flavor.
How long you been growing the beard?
Fuck, like 3
It's
fucking
been a
years.
while, yeah.
Yeah, my wife is dying for me to shave it off.
Is she?
Oh yeah.
She even remember what you look like without it? Or
No,
is that
no, but I'd probably get laid a lot more if I shaved it.
Well,
I bet.
I think after our next break.
Shave it. Oh fuck, she'd
I don't
be
think
happy.
anybody
If I
wants
came
that thing
home
for
with-
locks for love. I don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't. And I told her when I started doing it, I said, well, I just want to see how things are going to go. And this was like a year and a half ago. And she's like, when are you shaving that fucking thing? It's driving me nuts. And I said, well, I'm at the point of no return now. So I said, I'm just
Now I
going to
just
see
gotta
how
be-
long I can go. Because once I shave it, I'm done.
I got to be an old guy with a long gray beard now.
Yeah,
I
I know.
Like, once
I know.
you commit, you commit.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's that whole whisker burn on the inside of
Well,
the thighs.
and if you're a beer brewer, I mean, you kind of got to have that big long hipster beard. I think that's part
Hey,
of the
that's-
requirement, right?
It's
No,
funny, though, because
no,
people
no,
say,
no.
well, fuck, now you're brewing beer, you got to have a big beard or what? And I'm
Yeah.
like, no, I
don't have to
actually
be a
started
hippie.
growing the beard before then.
You're-
It's weird,
You're
you
like
act-
the exact opposite of a hippie.
You start growing
Yeah.
the beard, and all of a sudden you want to brew beer. It's like it just
Yeah.
comes with the nature.
Well, it's-
Look at Bozeman.
Yeah. And when I think of you, I don't think hippie. I don't
No.
think hipster. I don't think.
Well, and I used to, at one point in time, I used to just let my hair get long. And I've had
Oh, I
it
remember that,
fucking
yeah.
long before, like past my shoulders and stuff. And people are like, Jesus Christ, look at that fucking druggy cocksucker. You know?
Yeah,
And,
way to go, man.
I know. Gave you a bad name, John. Sorry.
Thanks a lot, buddy.
John does
you
his
ruined
own
it for
good at giving
everybody.
his own self a bad name.
So
Ouch.
people
You
are
do
like,
so
oh,
well.
you fucking gave up on the long hair. Now you're going for the long beard. And I'm like, well, fuck it. You gotta live while you can. What the
Doesn't
hell?
matter, right? I don't know. I was just giving you shit about that because I.
Yeah. No, I don't care.
I still see
You're
the
not
big beard.
You're not the first fucking
I
prick
know.
to fucking hammer me on it.
Good. I just like
I don't get near as much fucking wrath though for the long beard as I did for the long hair.
All right. Oh, I
Especially
hear
up
you
here.
there. Yeah.
That's the. I mean,
It's
like
weird.
You take that long hair 200
I
miles
hear you,
south of
man.
here, nobody's going to give you any hell about
Nobody.
it.
They're like, fuck,
But
nice hair.
you're
man.
in Malta.
Fuck, that
I
hair looks
mean,
good.
you better be clean cut and get a haircut at Jerry's every 2 weeks. And,
Oh, yeah.
You know, or
Yeah.
else somebody's going to be like, nice hair. Who, like, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
were
if I-
you? Yeah.
I must be getting old too though, because I used to not give a shit. Fuck, that's the reason I let my hair go long. I was like, oh fuck, I don't care, whatever. And then now it's like, as soon as it's starting to get in my eyes and shit, I'm like, this, god damn it, I'm calling up. Hey, need my haircut today. Well, I can't do it today.
Yeah. Well then, fuck it. I'll do it myself.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Shaving my head.
I've done that a few times. And
I've never done that, but
I started
I'd
one
look
time
like-
just cutting some back, and I thought, oh, man, it's the middle of summer. It's hot. It started feeling real nice to cut it back, and I got a little further into it. I'm like, oh, I'll just buzz it down, to like a 2. And I get down there, I was like, fuck it. Take it all off. And then I'm looking in the mirror going, man, I really look like I just went through chemo or something because I'm pretty white under here. And I
I'd
tell you-
probably have so many fucking scars and.
Oh, it
I'd-
felt great, but
Oh.
I
Oh, we
got a
all
normal shaped head and all, but I'm so white that it, man,
You've
it was
kind
like
of
a
always had short hair.
glare.
though.
Oh yeah, I've never.
I don't know if I've ever seen you with anything.
My
like
red
of any
hair,
length.
my red hair doesn't. I've tried to start growing it, but it never drops. It just grows out and out and out. And like before it would drop, I think I'd look like one of the Beatles. I'd have like one of those stupid haircuts like that. And every time I get like a couple months into like letting it go, and I just go like, I can't take it anymore. I gotta cut it off.
Yeah.
Yeah. It takes.
Go to Jerry and I go, give me a normal, just like I've been doing since I was 2 years
The
old.
usual, you
Yeah.
throw $10 up there. He's
Yeah.
like, That's kind of funny that you talk about that because my dad was telling me this story about Ed Pena,
that one
and
is good.
he went over there and he got his hair cut and he said, "How much do I owe you?" It was like $14-15. He's like, "Jesus Christ, did you start drinking imported beer or something, Jerry?" Just having a fit, an old
that's
guy. He's
funny,
worried
yep.
about an extra
Yeah.
$2 I'm like, well,
I
whatever.
like going in there. It's great conversation anyway. Like I said, Jerry probably knows more about me than almost anybody in town just because he's been cutting my hair since I was a little tiny kid, and
Yep.
so he sees me at least once every few weeks, or whatever. And
I get the opposite. My mom was a beautician. I've never had anyone cut my hair but me or her or my ex-wife. Or
that
my
explains the two
ex-girlfriend.
girlfriends. You
6.
should have let your beautician
Ouch.
mom go with it. And
See,
man,
what I was going for was Viva la difference. Hey, you have a beard, I have hair.
We could make. I'll shave the beard off. You shave your hair off.
All right. We could do that. We could do that. Boy.
Walk around, you look like fucking.
do it
dick.
together.
Yeah. I look like
I'd at least look the same as I always have. You'd look like a
you'd still
dick.
look normal.
Johnny's
I'll
one of
still
those
look like
guys that he seems to fit just about any kind. Like he's one of the guys that could pick up a pair of girls' sunglasses and put them on and still look good in them. Yeah,
Travis
he's
is
like
right.
he's literally. I've never seen a guy more often than him be on a boat or something and be like, "Oh, thanks."
I
Throw
know,
on these
it's-
big, gaudy,
Gold
stupid,
frame.
and make him look like he's a
Diamonds
rock
on the
star.
side, yeah.
Same with his hair. He could go from that, or half
Yeah.
the time he mohawks
It's
it.
true.
And
I'm
still
part
looks
model.
pretty normal with his part model.
Just goes with the flow.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't
Hey,
care.
man, you want sun in your eyes or shade?
That's
What the
fucking
fuck?
right. That's
Who
fucking
gives a
right.
fuck?
That's
right?
right. And guess what? Girls' shades, they fucking cover a bigger area.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
why he does look
You probably
better.
look-
It
you
just
gotta-
covers up more of that ugly ass face.
Oh.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking Johnny.
Raccoon.
Say that to my dog.
Johnny does turn pretty dark in the summer with his if he does have those big glasses on.
You would look like
You
a
know-
reverse raccoon.
Well, they say that at the you go to Bear Paw. They're saying raccoon the eyes, rack the boards, ski knee deep
Oh,
and
yeah,
cheap. Well,
sure.
that's so. Well,
No,
Johnny
I get away with everything I do everywhere I go. Somehow or some way.
barely. That explains the stack of court papers on your table.
Yeah. And guess what?
You're only wanted in 3 states now instead of 5.
Dismissed.
Yeah, they're like we're not dealing with him anymore.
No?
He's-
Fuck no.
He just
They're
wears them
sick of
out.
me. They're sick of me. No, I
Statute of limitations have expired. You're good.
fucking ain't right, buddy. Not only do you know your beer, you know your goddamn Johnny laws.
Fucking A.
Johnny Laws.
Got to. Have some fucking sad sap like you show up and fall down on my steps. Fuck, I gotta have my attorney on the phone.
yeah.
Hey,
Hey,
with me, you don't. That makes me want to drink one more of your
Welcome-
beer.
no, help yourself. There's
Welcome to
plenty.
my world.
Plenty
Last
there.
week
Drink it up.
we-
I drink that all the time.
We had a guy
I like it.
face plant in the mint last week.
Did you?
Fucking blood everywhere.
Oh,
Like
nice.
we got him all cleaned up, we got him home and everything, just fine. But
I-
it
you
was
know-
just one of those things when you're a bartender, you're like, great. Now you got to make sure you take all the precautions
Oh,
because you're
fuck.
always the one in trouble now.
Yeah.
It isn't because he
fuck.
drank himself too
Even-
much. It's my fault he
That's
drank
right.
too much.
Well, even
It's-
you isn't as bad as me because
the
we own the
liability.
joint. So
Yeah,
it's like, hey,
exactly.
some fucking sack of shit falls down out there, and then he's fucking
Yep.
getting a call. Hey, you're being sued by
No
fucking
matter-
whatever.
no
I've
matter-
had that happen.
no
Not
matter
with
if-
this, but I've been.
No
sued.
matter if somebody brought them in there from drinking 18 beers somewhere else, they walk in.
so
Yeah.
That's bullshit, man.
well, that's what I say about the mint. Like you never know. Say somebody comes in or they stopped at the Stockman, their girlfriend just dumped them. Let's just
right.
and they go into the Stockman and they slam 5-6 shots of Jaeger. They go, she walks in or something. They go, screw it. And they walk out. They come to the mint and get like 1 or 2 shots from me that hasn't kicked in yet. They're not, they're not hammered
those two
yet.
don't even
Yeah.
matter.
I give them the 2 shots because I judge that they're not impaired yet.
and they're falling
It's
down
tough.
from
then
the
they
fourth
walk
one
out and
before.
crash their car. Then it's my fault.
Yeah, it's tough. It's I've been fortunate. That's the best part with us is because we close at 8.
Yeah.
Well, we're open till 9, but we can't serve past 8. So, I mean, really, how fucked up can they get by 8 o'clock?
Yeah.
Unless they
That's-
showed up fucked
That's
up.
why.
Well,
That's
what
the
I'm
same
saying,
thing
yeah.
you're saying.
That's why I quit serving and only started drinking.
Yeah.
I want to be the guy that sues, not the guy who gets sued.
You're looking for a settlement.
Jeez.
I'll settle for a bag of Funyuns and a 40.
Hey, you want me to be out this door in time? Well, it's going to cost you.
Be like the
Yeah.
old sleeping buffalo, just looking for a lifetime membership.
Hit the jackpot with the Buffalo Bucks. Fucking guy comes in, he's making it rain with Buffalo Bucks. All these fat bitches
All
are
I
like,
wanna
damn.
do.
Well, so to go back to this, Bryan brought the beer over and everything, but we didn't mention that he's also a car wash owner.
Oh, yeah.
Your
Suds and suds.
car wash is probably just as profitable as the brewery. As many people as I see busting the mud off lately.
You know, it
don't
can
know.
be. It's more along the lines of a complaint line half the time because, I'm a busy guy. I really am.
Yeah,
It's
you don't
hard.
say.
I work for the railroad
seen-
full time as an engineer too, so it's
I've seen
half
it.
half the time people call me. It's like,
I've seen a few guys trying to drink out of the drain of the car wash because they think that's where the brewery is draining their shit.
yeah, all the hops run in there.
But I'm not going to throw Travis under the bus.
Over there sucking oil out of the
Yeah.
drain.
Like good
No,
motor
it's-
oil in the morning, get you a little lubricated.
Yeah. No, car wash is a good gig, but man, I tell you what, it's a lot of work too. I try my best to keep my cool because there's a lot of people just
Oh, I bet.
fucking bitching, and it's like, you know what?
Well,
This isn't my only thing.
Who talked you into buying that?
You know the only reason I bought that fucking thing?
because it was next door.
Well, because it came with a big lot next to it, and I had intentions of building a shop. And
Yeah.
I did. So I was like, well, fuck, I want that for the lot. It does okay. It can survive, on its
Yeah.
own. And I thought, well, what the fuck? I could buy that, put this shop. I built this shop there. And then as time went by, that's when you had stopped by and we're like, well, we're thinking about turning this into a brewery. And,
Yeah.
it one thing led to another. And, in a 5-year span, we owned a car wash and a shop and brewery after that.
Your Facebook just still
think you
says
did
you're
right,
the owner of
Matt.
Shores Metal Designs.
I know. The only reason I keep that like that is because I don't want anybody knowing what the fuck I'm doing.
Yeah.
Not necessarily Malta people, but you got to keep a low profile with the railroad. Them cocksuckers are watching you all the time.
bet.
So
Well, then you shouldn't call them cocksuckers.
no, fuck that.
So,
He's not my uncle.
Are
Well,
you-
he is if he leaves me money, I guess.
yeah.
But
Do you still do any of the metal design stuff, or just personal stuff?
a
or
little
what?
bit. I actually had a guy stop down today, and he's like, "Oh, I really need this cut tomorrow," and I'm like, "Fuck, it's not a 2-minute deal. You just can't fucking flop
Oh,
it on
you
the
got
machine
time
and cut."
just laying
Oh
around
yeah,
though, right?
oh yeah. I'm freed up. Fuck, I got the next 6 months off. But no, it's
That's kind of what I did when I quit the radio station. Is I more or less started 4 different businesses because I knew that's what it was going to take to survive
Yeah.
to start with.
yeah.
And now that I've been doing it for a year, now they've all kind of built into their own monster. And now I'm going, holy shit!
Oh fuck, man. It's not easy.
My dry erase board's pretty full of,
Man, I
of
have the
to-do
exact
lists.
opposite
Yeah.
problem of both you guys.
I know. Well, I
You're
keep
looking
telling
for
you, get
work.
over here and help me
Hey,
out, and you never show up.
If
so.
you want to shovel mud, I got a shovel with your name on it. I'll write your fucking
In fact,
name
it
on
just so happens that I happen to be shoveling mud in another place at a different time.
No, we're not talking about your ex-girlfriend.
No, that's a different kind of shoveling mud.
Oh,
It's called pushing mud.
Well, I never know. So
No.
Yeah, I just watched some videos today of some these. I don't remember what the name of it. It's like Wild Outdoor or something, and it's these guys
I
that
am
go out in
good
the
at shoveling
jungle.
shit, by the way, just so you know.
These guys are out in the jungle and they build these just extravagant, like swimming pools and stuff, all out of hand. Like they literally get on the ground, start digging with their hand and mud.
yeah,
and
yeah,
They got
I've
like
seen that.
bamboo sticks.
I've
And
seen
so I'm
that.
telling Johnny, I go, "What could you imagine if they even had a real shovel?" He's like, "You and I could have a year and real shovels and not accomplish that."
that's true, though.
I know.
That's true.
Exactly, it's pretty amazing what they do. And
That's true. That's why, for instance, in America,
yeah, it's
the Mexican labor is so prominent because them fuckers can work.
Yeah.
I've been with Mexicans before, and I'm not saying anything bad about them. I'm just saying them fuckers know how to work.
Hey, maybe I'm the only one in
Well,
here,
you-
but I've never been with a Mexican.
No, I don't mean like that.
Oh.
I've worked with Mexican guys,
I can-
and them fuckers can work.
Yeah.
They're a lot fucking more ambitious than us.
well, the manual labor style is it's a different way that you were raised for one. I mean, or of what
Yeah.
you grew up into and knew whether you had to work to eat or whether I mean,
Yeah.
not saying everybody, but I mean like these guys that you're watching on TV, you can tell that they've swung a shovel a hell of a lot more times than I ever did. And I
yeah.
landscaped for 10 years.
And
but-
think about it too. They, like you said, if they had the right tools, imagine what they could do.
I know.
I mean, it's
Right,
crazy.
Dude, I worked when they remodeled the courthouse. I got on that crew or whatever for a little bit, and what was that? They did that in like 1908 or something.
You
like
were
that.
on that crew in
No.
1908. You
Just
old
about, just
fuck.
about. I
Of course
know.
he was.
Yeah.
But no, my
But
point
how
is,
much
there-
hashish had you smoked prior to this job?
Well, you know, it's brought in by the railroad and
I set a car out for you over there.
thank you. But no, my point is there was I'll bet you there was 12 to 16 inches of concrete on the roof of that place.
Jeez.
And that's like in 1908. How did they get that much concrete up there? Is that a pulley system with mules?
Probably
Is
by
that a
buckets
bucket
and shit.
brigade?
It had to have been.
Dude,
It is
yeah.
technology.
That's what impressed me was I was like, holy man.
Well, and you
know,
look at the buildings that are built around Malta.
that's impressive.
When's the last time in Malta you seen somebody buck up and build a stone building or a brick building in Malta?
Nobody
And we got
could
a
afford
bunch
it.
of big ones standing. I know you can't afford it now.
Nobody.
But back
No,
then, that was the building standard as opposed to
Dude,
now we're
that
seeing
im-
all these steel buildings
Yep.
that
impressed me.
one bad
I could not
snowstorm could
believe
take
it.
out, you know?
Yep. I bet there was, and I mean, it wasn't even. It wasn't like they didn't have scientists up there measuring out how much concrete was up there. There were spots where it was 18 inches. There were spots where it was 12 inches. It was,
Well, yeah, I'm sure it varied a little bit,
but I mean, still, that's a lot of goddamn concrete on a roof, which made me go, how did they get it up there? Did they build it up there? Did they bucket brigade it? Did they
Well, like
mule
I said,
and pulley it? Did
We're
they,
watching those dudes build this pool today.
dude, guys
they're
a long
hauling,
time
like,
ago were a lot tougher than we are.
A 2.5 gallon bucket on their shoulder that they built, like a clay pot, and that's how they're filling it up. Trip after trip after
Yeah.
trip to fill their.
Actually,
You
guys
just, I
a
guess,
long
get
time
that
ago,
in your head. You just go,
Ambitious.
I'm going to fill it up. It might take me a year. But
guys
I'm
a
just
long
gonna
time
keep-
ago
Hey,
were probably
those
allowed to
guys
drink
don't-
your beer
Yeah.
during the workday.
See, that's the point I'm saying. These
point.
those guys don't drink IPA every day like me. There's no
Yeah.
fucking way I could do that. No way.
Just gas out, yeah.
Fuck. I get my shovel out of the
Don't
pickup and I'm
question
like,
me.
"Oh, I'm done.
Yeah, don't question me. Just see how much I get done.
Yeah.
That's how I was watching. I said I was watching that Cocaine Island on Netflix the other night, and what had happened? It's a kind of a treasure hunt story. This guy, one of his buddies, told him that there's this island out there, and there's some like $2 million worth of cocaine buried. Well, this local contractor from down in Florida decides that we're gonna go get it somehow. Well, he takes this other kid with him. The kid gets sick, and he goes out to dig it out. Well, he doesn't get very far, and then he gets back, and the skinnier kid sitting there. He goes, "Look at that guy. He don't know how to run a shovel. He ain't digging that up." It doesn't. He's like, "Of course we came back." He's
Yeah.
like- I mean, that's
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's an art. I remember getting in shape of landscaping when we were digging holes all the time, and
it's a lot of manual labor.
oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely a way to dig, and I'd probably pass out now if I tried to go that hard.
Yeah.
But
It's what's funny is manual labor is kind of fading away, and there's certain jobs that require it.
yeah,
All the equipment in the world can't do everything.
No,
right? Certain
and-
things need to be done
Yep, by hand.
a little bit. Yeah, they
well,
do.
and
You
there's
can't do
something
it
to be
all.
said about the human brain and the creativeness of items that you see come out of people. I mean, even if it's a cool chair that was built by hand or what, I mean, there's something different that you see, like, the difference between quality and something that's just mass produced, or
Yeah.
of things that you've seen, and that to me is something that in the human brain will never go away.
No.
I mean, like a one-off motorcycle or whatever. Like I said, the difference between quality of work as opposed
No,
to
that's that's the difference of. That's just unique. There's a unique style to being an American intuitive engineer.
yeah.
I mean, we can all invent stuff. We can invent things with our words. We can invent things with our hands. We can invent things with our eyes. But man, as soon as you put a machine to it, it takes away the quality control, right?
Well, you can get something mass produced exactly the same, but like I said, getting that one-off personalized item
Somebody
or
had
something.
to do it.
Yeah, you're not
It's just like when they come out with a new car.
the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
Somebody
Somebody
fucking
had
They
to build
prototyped
every
one of them,
piece of
yeah.
that
fucker out of a
machine.
big piece of
every
clay or whatever.
single piece of that machine.
Yeah.
I don't care what anybody says. It takes a real person to start something.
Yeah. It's a sad deal because technology is going to be the end of the world. That's it.
Oh yeah,
It'll ruin everybody. Think about it now.
Oh yeah.
Basic math.
It's ruined
you,
my
You
kids.
think about it and you're like, fuck, I'm going to get my phone out. I'm
It's ruined the government. It's ruined my kids.
Just
Yeah.
like,
Ha ha to all those math teachers that said I'd never have a calculator in my pocket all day long.
yep, there it is. Boom. Got a flashlight too.
Yeah, exactly. I bet you Meglight is
Yeah,
pissed
right?
about phones
Yeah.
coming out.
They are. They're
Yeah.
probably like, you cocksuckers.
Here, like a couple years ago, I got a big pack of Meglights as a white elephant gift. That's what I walked away with, and I was like, I'm never gonna fucking use these. I got a flashlight on my phone that's right here all the time.
It's
So,
fucking
Nina-
obsolete.
I know it is. It literally, like, unless I got to bonk a criminal on the head with it.
What was it? It's the other day.
Keep it in your fucking side door of your car. And you're like, hey, you
Exactly.
motherfucker.
I mean,
Bam.
I get it for a cop having a Meglight on their hip. You
Yeah.
don't
The other
need a
day in
billy
Billings,
club.
Used as a weapon.
I saw some guys. They were comparing about how fancy watches they had. And I was like,
You were in Billings.
Who gives a flying crap?
Yeah.
Nice watch, nerd.
Nerd.
I mean,
This is
It's a status symbol type thing.
1916
Yeah, you know,
Victorian.
I was like,
It's one of those things. You
Jesus.
got a lot of money you want to spend on something nice. Or,
I
you know.
suppose that would be a problem for me in particular. Is you have all the money in the world and you're like, well, fuck, what do you spend it on?
Yeah.
I mean, I could spend it on plenty of shit, but
Right.
It's,
Well, me
it's
too.
the same point you're making. Is that's what this guy has? Is he's like, fuck it, I got. So
I'd like
much
to go,
money.
like I said, go find that one-off specialty guitar builder or whatever, you know, and go like, hey,
Well, and that's you.
Carl Sandoval
Right.
built me a guitar, or
Right.
you know, or if you're into watches, I guess, then you go find Joe
And that's
Blow
what,
Rolex,
dude, I
and you
couldn't
get whatever,
understand what
and-
when they were showing off their watches to each other. I was going, really? This is a club of guys who have fancy watches.
the Fancy Watch Club.
It was.
You were just pissed because you weren't part of the Fancy Watch
I was
Club.
pissed because I had.
You
I had
pulled
eaten-
your arm back like this and looked, and there your bare wrist was.
I
You're
was-
like,
yeah.
fuck.
watches
was
are what you
pissed.
do if you have too much money and you don't do cocaine.
I was pissed. Here's yes.
Is that what you told him? I had a watch once. Bonded.
Travis was close. I
No.
ate too many mushrooms.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's how the watch. Okay.
And then I started going, what's up with the watches, fellas?
Whatever you say, Alice in Wonderland. Did you go to
Yeah.
a rabbit hole?
Oh, yeah.
Is
I
that what you
embarrassed-
called her, the White Rabbit?
I embarrassed everyone but them.
You were on that
Which,
airplane,
which left
Jefferson
me.
airplane.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, you know, I don't get why you guys are
No, that's
gushing about these watches.
a local guy
Gushing.
told me that.
Define gushing.
Gushing is when you're tripping your balls off on mushrooms and your eyes just start squirting water out. And you,
That's a different kind of gushing than I was thinking in my head.
Yeah, me too.
I can't say as I've ever seen anybody
too.
that gone.
Yeah.
And I've been to a lot of
You
music
apparently
festivals.
have been to the dark side.
John, I think dude wants in.
I have a lot of trippy
Dogs?
dogs, stories.
Fuck, you been off the wagon before. Wait, maybe you never got off the wagon.
Every once in a while, Johnny, he sobers up.
He
About once
well,
a
yeah,
month.
he's down to his last $5. So that's probably it. It's probably a godsend that I brought this beer over here for you. You're like, fuck.
Nor
Thank
do I want to come
God.
get on. I'm a Connie.
7.9%. Oh
Yep.
boy. Heading to fucking Tinseltown or some fucking.
That
thing.
reminds me of a story about the time there was enough people in Phillips County to vote. 7.9%, just to be honest.
How high of a
Just
beer
happened
can you
to be
brew?
that.
How potent do you think you
know,
can get out of it?
of this beer.
7.9's pretty.
Of
pretty
any
damn
beer,
high.
yeah.
It's
I mean,
sneaky too.
yeah.
So this beer in particular it's sneaky. It'll sneak right up on you. My wife gets mad at me because if I work like trivia nights and stuff at the brewery, I've started before where I'm starting with the Pico. Well, it's called Elk Shed, but it's originally it was Pico because we use Pico hop for it. But I'd start with that, and then pretty quick by the end of the night, I'm fucking 3 sheets to the wind. And I've got a pretty high tolerance. I can handle it, but it's crazy. This beer is so smooth.
It is
so
good.
easy drinking, but bang, sneaks right up on you. I mean,
I can tell. Look at Johnny.
he's fucking fell asleep.
That's what they all say. That's
maybe
what all the.
maybe
that's
I'm just
usually
that
what all the-
boring.
No, no, no.
No, he's over there petting his dog and just
Everybody
slowly
says, "Look at
fading
Johnny."
off.
Everybody always says, "Look at Johnny." It's part because I'm beautiful, and it's part because I'm smart.
Who said that?
Don't everybody disagree at once.
Who said that?
Well, you know,
Your
so
mom?
and so.
I knew it had to have been your mom.
And them.
That's one thing. Your
It's-
mom will never let you down. It's always she thinks you're the greatest person. That's true though. With anything,
I
your
think that can
mom
be a
always.
problem. I think
Your mom always thinks that. That's just like that last podcast I was listening to. You're like, ah, fuck, my mom took my coat and she had it in her car and I had the keys and all that other shit in there. I'm like, well, she's just looking out for you.
I
mean,
think my
fuck.
mom. I think my mom praised me too much as a child. I came out of there thinking like, God, I'm something great.
Spoiled brat.
And then you go, son of a bitch.
fuck,
Life
mom,
really
you said I
kicked
had
you
a
in the
big dick and I don't.
That's one thing my parents never did to me was praise
Yeah,
me
that's
too
one
much.
thing my mom never did say anything about my wiener. I don't think.
Fuck, I hope not.
That'd be a little
Not
strange.
to you. She told me. She told me all about it.
Oh,
You ever walk in on your parents having sex?
no. No, I haven't.
They
You know,
both, boom, no.
no, it's funny though that you say that because I think that I had suspicions at times, but my parents got divorced when I was young, so I didn't get to partake in any of that activity. But
Okay, so you ever walk in on your parent and significant other?
Nope.
I would say no,
no, I never did either. But they're pretty fucking sly. I think that I'm sure they were fucking all the time. How couldn't they be? I mean. That's probably what our kids will say someday. They're like,
Maybe
Jesus
not.
Christ,
Your
Your
you
dad
had
did
4
work around the
kids?
clock. Maybe you know.
He did. He waited till he got home, and then he fucking just banged her like a screen door in a hurricane.
I always read. I always made sure I made noise coming home, because like.
You're in there.
And
You're
I'm
like,
not. I'm not talking
John's
about.
home, but they didn't even care.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about my parents. I'm talking
Oh.
about my exes.
Oh. Give the other guy time
run
to
the
get
other
out.
guy out.
Like, come on, motherfucker, get
You
out.
gotta turn the
come on."
window counterclockwise.
Like, I've been at work all day. I just want to come sit in my chair.
Yeah.
John just didn't want to have to fight anybody.
No, of
Sat
course
in
I
his
don't.
chair, and there he was, glued, goo boy.
I don't want anything like that. I just want to make a sandwich and take a shower.
That's what she
Take a
was
shower.
for.
Shit, I'd have to take shit.
Yeah. Hey, I don't care if you sneak out by the time I get in, then I don't have to do it. Perfect. Yeah. Then I
Least-
can wash my
least-
dick and it'll still smell like shower.
Yeah. At least tip me so I can fucking wash
Right?
the sheets.
Yeah. Yeah. Leave a growler in the fridge.
Yeah, there, John.
No, I ain't been around. It ain't me.
I tease him. At least don't drink my last motherfucking beer. Right?
Nobody drink that natural ice for Christ's sake. That's why you're drinking that shit.
I only do that for startling reasons.
The natural ice.
You drink the natty ice so nobody else drinks your beer.
That's fucking right.
You know, that's funny because I used to party in Billings all the time, and it got to be where you bring a case of Bud Light, gone. Every time you're like, what the fuck? So we're like, oh, fuck, let's start drinking this piss. I'll choke it down if I have to. What the fuck? All I do was want to get drunk, back then.
Yeah.
And we'd show up with shit like that, natural ice or fucking Schmitz or Pabst Blue Ribbon or whatever. Nobody ever touched it. Fuck, it was there all night long. And you're like, God damn, what a great idea.
Yeah.
Other than it sucks.
Until you wake up the next morning with a splitting hangover from it.
Yeah, or you shit through a screen door.
Yeah,
I mean,
he's-
it was
That'll wreck a guy.
tough
But,
stuff.
you gotta decide if it's gonna be stubborn or
Stubborn.
stubborn. Yeah, it's pure stubborn.
I think I'd rather go home broke.
I
Well,
do
fuck
that regardless.
Bring home extra.
Well, that or you kept your beer out in the pickup or wherever the fuck away from
Yeah.
the party because
Well,
if
it-
anybody knew that you were drinking something, they'd
It
be
depends
fucking
on
Or you
your
do just
sniffing
like
around.
depends on your party.
you just do like our buddy that he lives in Malta now and just carry around a fucking bag of wine instead of
over your shoulder.
take it out of the
sack
box.
wine.
Yeah, you just carry the sack of wine with the tap
Yep.
on it.
Pull it out.
Ain't nobody wants to suck on your tap.
What a
No.
whiner. Yeah, sounds like a whiner.
Wino.
Yeah, why no? No kidding.
I don't know. This beer's pretty good.
You
I
like
think
it?
was the brilliant guy sitting around and went, you know what? You should sack your beer. Or I mean, like I should sack my wine and just it'll stay good in the box.
It was probably back in the if there was a Jesus Christ day.
No, they weren't producing cardboard.
Didn't they make boxes of wine back in the Pontius Pilate days?
That sounds much too sophisticated for you.
Can't
Oh,
tell you.
I don't believe in Jesus.
I wasn't there.
I just believe.
You don't believe in Jesus?
No.
Oh, you fucking
No.
antichrist.
Yeah, but he looks just like him.
He does. Are you Jesus?
No.
He's been going to come back for a long time.
That's what I hear.
That's what we heard about Johnny coming
I'm
back
John
from Billings. I
Denver.
didn't even know if he
I'm
was
John
coming back.
Denver.
John
I'm not
Denver.
Jesus Christ.
That John Denver's full of shit.
Hey, have you ever heard of so many people that believe in something like the Virgin Mary really had a baby without getting laid? Now, come on, fellas.
You've never been told that story by a girl? I thought you actually tell that story.
Come on now.
John, come on. You tell me that story all
Okay,
the time.
just
You say,
because
"I've never been laid."
I had a wet dream and they rolled in it. That's different. That can't happen.
The flies were terrible that year.
That can't happen 3 times in a row. Now the Virgin Mary,
But it happened
you
twice.
really believe that everyone believed that she's never been violated and she just had the... Come on, man. There's no way. Anybody who
It's in the Bible.
believes that shit is... Oh, I'm just
Cuckoo
embarrassed.
for Cocoa
I'm
Puffs.
embarrassed for him. I'm fucking embarrassed for him. You think Noah built an
Tell us
ark
how you
that
really
built
feel.
everybody by 2? Come on, here, we got room for you. Boo, boo, boo. Bullshit.
How do you know? Were you there?
No,
No,
but I
yeah,
also
you
know
can't
that
prove it.
there's no way he could build a
Why?
craft that could support the weight of
But what if
every
he was
animal
alien,
by
man?
Evan,
2.
Evan Almighty did it.
What if he was alien?
What if? Man,
What if?
that's my point is, you just can't believe that shit.
That's why John is so perplexed as he is. He just can't.
He is a
out of his
I don't
own
buy
head.
it. I don't buy it.
You-
Dude,
you
there's so
are
many wrong things.
the dude.
There's just too many wrong
You are the
things to
dude.
buy
Yeah.
into it.
You got the wrong guy. It's the dude.
That's the dude.
Yeah.
You are the
That's-
dude,
Fuck, man.
Dude and the dude.
right?
Pissed on my rug.
Yeah.
I just want my rug back.
Oh, yeah.
Poor John.
Well,
Such a troubled soul.
is
you
that
need-
how?
you
Is that how
need
you got
Jesus.
divorced? As you came in and she's squatting on your rug?
No, I got divorced because she kissed a guy and I didn't get mad enough.
What does that mean?
Man,
know. Yeah,
we went to
explain.
this wedding
That's
and she kissed this guy and
she
she
was the
told
bride.
me, yeah, she was the bride. Yeah, it was in Utah.
Yeah. It was her
Wait.
16th marriage for the year.
Yeah, and she was 12.
God, John. You're
Gross.
just,
No,
the cops are just going to be waiting outside for him by the time we get done with this
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
good.
Like we finally got him.
He's like, finally, 3 squares in a bed.
Perfect.
Three hots
Fuck
and a cot
that.
for you, buddy.
Just
On
because
your way to
I'm
Tinseltown.
just because I'm telling the truth doesn't mean it's wrong.
Hey, nobody said that.
Yeah. What was his name? Jeffrey Warrens.
So she kissed somebody and you didn't get mad
She
enough?
kissed some guy, and on her way home, she told me about it. And I went, "Well, did you fuck him?" She said, "No, I didn't fuck him." I said, "Well, then I guess we'll deal with it."
Johnny went, how big is he?
No.
Yeah.
She goes, he's 200 pounds. He goes, I guess it's okay.
No.
Yeah.
What am I
Yeah.
going to do?
She said, "He's about 3/4 of an inch bigger than you." And I said, "Then we're done."
Over 3/4 of an inch.
Wow, that's a lot of fucking inch.
It's 3/4 of it for sure.
Fucking what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
So no, all right, back to the seriousness of it. I said, all right, well, we'll work through it. You didn't fuck the guy. Fuck, we'll deal. I didn't get mad enough.
You don't say.
I wasn't mad enough. So then I didn't let her. I was like, what do you want me to punch you and beat you up?
We could have at least dropped her off for the night or something.
Yeah. Took her back to Montana Avenue or something.
I'm just, I don't know where to draw the line from being a nice guy and being a dick.
I don't think I'd be a very nice guy in that situation.
Well, she
No,
didn't fuck
probably
him,
not.
so I
I
wasn't
mean,
going to
not,
kick
you
her.
know,
I was
whatever.
married to her. Fuck, what do you do? I'm not going to throw it all away just because she kissed some dude. Fuck, but whatever. But then I didn't get mad enough? Come on, guys.
She wanted to
I-
see your
you know,
fire. She wanted to feel your fire, John.
I think she was looking for a way out. She
Maybe.
found her way
Obviously.
out. No,
Obviously.
I'm
I'm with you on that one. I'm with you on
She
that one.
wanted out.
Yep.
She was like hoping that you were going to snap and say, hey, fuck you, prick.
Yeah.
That's what
But
she
I
wanted.
didn't. Right.
Had to be.
But she didn't do it.
Right.
Let her down again.
Again. Dude, I am getting so good at that.
You are a letdown
I am a-
motherfucker.
I'm a genius.
Let down Johnny.
Let down Johnny.
Jesus, John.
I'm a letdown genius.
I'm not so sure that chicken that you said was in the fridge the whole time you're in Billings is actually good.
I just let a cloud
I
down.
go to stop over to see if he's going to come over for the podcast, and he's eating chicken. He's like, I just got done cooking chicken. He's like, Been marinating since I left for Billings. I was like, that was like 12 days ago.
I cooked it. I ate it.
He's like, it's good.
I can smell it. It's terrible.
There it is. There it is. Hey,
Terrible.
you know what we should do? Take our first break of the night.
All right, whatever Johnny says, we'll do.
Let's do it.
Because now I shit my pants.
Yeah, he
All
needs
right.
to go wipe.
All
The
right,
dude.
we're back.
The dude abides.
The
dude
dude's
abides.
in here. Johnny's dog, like we said the last time. And
John Denver owns the dude.
Brian
The dude.
actually went back to got us some more beer here because we. ran
No,
out.
it's a different day.
I brought Johnny.
I didn't know John was such a lush.
I know,
so
well, I
would've-
told you I
I would have
brought-
brought more.
I was trying to say it's a different day. It wasn't even the same podcast. As
He had to
before.
prove his
right.
point of
His
being a
worth.
connoisseur.
Kanye.
Connoisseur.
All right.
Kanye West sewer.
Hey, I'm not the one who has to explain anything to any female.
No, well,
I gotta
Well,
explain
we
that.
can drink all we want all day long.
that's right. Well, yeah.
all day long.
It's nighttime, John, if you didn't know.
Doesn't matter to me.
The sun is always on your shoulders, John.
April Fools yesterday.
Mr. Sunshine on my goddamn
Sunshine on my
shoulders.
goddamn shoulders. That's right. Hey, Rocky Mountain High.
I thought the Rocky Mountains were a hell of a lot rockier than
His
this.
name really is John Denver, by the way. Did you know that? His middle name is Denver.
Your middle name is Denver.
I am John
Yeah,
Denver.
he
Hould.
truly is John Denver.
You were probably conceived to a John Denver
You know when
song.
you said
No,
about that other kid
that's
when you were
funny
like,
thing.
your parents really hated you.
Yeah, that was a highway patrol. It wasn't another kid. It was a highway patrol. He let me off on a seatbelt ticket because he said, "I'll give you a break since your parents didn't."
Poor guy didn't
Yeah.
even have a
No
chance.
shit. Let's look at this. John Denver, you gotta be fucking. He looks like a fucking serial killer in this picture. Look at this.
Oh.
This is the guy. This picture looks like the guy that
I was
killed
ex-
people
I
and
was-
then cut them up and cooked them.
Part
I was-
serial killer,
That's you.
part
Jeffrey
serial killer,
Dahmer?
part salt
whatever
bae.
he was.
He's like part that dude that sprinkles the salt, you know, the little
Yeah.
slick back hair guy. That's what-
I don't know what to say other than I'm pretty good at getting my driver's license back.
From the law enforcement.
How many times have you had to get it back?
This is a pause in the podcast. This is where your internet connection has gone bad.
John, he's just mad because he can't count that.
No, I'm not mad.
Yeah, we can tell.
I'm actually, I'm really liking this beer.
Yeah, we give John
Good.
3-4 glasses of that 7.9 beer, and
He'd be staying at your place tonight.
he can sleep on
No,
the ramp in the
no,
garage.
no. The dude will be
The
staying
ramp.
at your place. I'll be staying in the pickup.
The dude abides.
The dude abides. He's a gentleman. He is.
I'll give him a leash and a skateboard, and the dude can just pull him home.
Fucking take him home. No sense getting a DUI
Hey,
in the big city of Malta.
I know. That's one place I've never got one.
It's all downhill from here.
Well,
That's true. What does that mean? When they say it's all downhill from here, does that mean it's easy skating, or does that mean
You're
it's
picking
all
up speed till the
downhill,
end.
It's
or
gonna suck.
I don't know,
Or
when
does
they
that
say-
mean it's easy because it's downhill?
when they
it's
say you're
all
over
in the
hill,
eye of the beholder.
you're
That's
over
it.
the hill. I mean, yeah, what?
It's
There's
all-
a couple of
it's all-
things I've
it's all
been
in
thinking
perception.
about. Right? There's another one. What's the other one? Oh boy, there's the old. What do you drive in a parkway and park in a driveway? Interstate in Hawaii.
You've got a lot of time to think about things. Don't
There's
you?
how about sour cream? Why does it have an expiration date? Does it go good?
Turns to good cream. Went from sour to good.
John's
Come
got,
on, man.
John's got so many.
Choke them lumps down. You'll like it.
He's got so many 1990s radio jokes on tap that
No,
Do you
some
keep,
of them are
keep
legit.
a little drum set in your back pocket.
But
I need a
try.
soundboard tonight. Just a.
But no, there's some of them.
Get over there on them drums. I see some drums over there. Just get over there and
you ever
fucking
hear somebody say, "Oh, I
give
do
us a
do
rush."
that"?
I've said do
You
before.
don't have to say "do" twice.
Oh, I do do that.
I remind my mother every time she says it. I remind her how much smarter I am than she is.
Why?
Because you just do that.
Because I know not
don't
to
have
say
to
do
do that.
that. You just do that.
Do?
Yeah. When you say you do that,
The other one was a unthaw.
People think that you're
Unthaw.
taking a shit.
Yeah.
Unthaw,
Unthaw
you
means
freeze
to
it.
I
freeze.
do that.
Unthaw something means to freeze it.
You thaw something out.
If you thaw something out, it means to, take it out of the freezer. But if you unthaw something, pretty sure that means freeze it.
Getting static through there.
I'm getting it
a little
all.
static here.
It's got to be in there.
Oh,
Leave it to me to start talking my principles and
I don't think it's coming
morals and
across.
such, and all of a sudden we get some static.
Yeah, it's in the headphone thing.
I think it's
John's. It's John. We'll just blame it on John.
Probably is John.
yeah,
It is.
it's
Doo-doo.
90%. It's 90% probably me, but I'm gonna blame it on my dog.
If you just pull that ear off, it's not coming through the board.
Just like that next fart you guys are gonna smell.
God, please don't.
It's the dog. All right.
The dog.
I'm telling you.
Do you
it's
blame the dog when you're home alone with the
like-
dog?
Depends on if I'm masturbating or not.
God, this thing always goes dirty up here.
It's like the joke that goes with the woman where the guy shows up at her house and he rips the silent one, and she doesn't say anything, and pretty quick she's going, Rover. And he's like, oh fuck, I got away with that one, and then he pretty quick rips another one, Rover. She's going, and then he fucking lets a big dirty silent one, and then Rover. Get out of there before he shits on you. That's about how it is.
Truths.
That's you, John.
No, it's not. I'm different.
Poor dude. The things dude probably has to see behind closed doors when it's just him and John.
It
Boy,
would be-
if a
you'd-
dog could talk,
I know.
right?
You guys.
My dogs are weird, man. There's times I've been in the middle of like mid-stroke having some sex, and you look over, there's your dog
Licking
staring.
your ass.
No, they never get close. But she sits on her bed's like across our bedroom in the corner. We got a pretty big bedroom, and it's over in the corner. You look over, and the dog's just staring at you. You're like, I can't continue like
Yeah.
this. What are you doing?
he's
Lay
going-
down or something.
Going, come on, man. Really? Fuck.
Hold her leg
come
up.
on.
Hold her leg up.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Pull her hair or something.
I don't have girlfriends.
You never heard doggy style?
I haven't had
Yeah.
girlfriends since I've had him.
Must be the dog.
And I don't know what you guys think of me. I know a lot of people
you
think
know-
the worst of me.
I can only assume that you go through a lot of peanut butter.
He went to Billings.
He did.
Costco's
He
cheaper.
did.
I'll tell
come
you a
back
funny
with a case of
story
peanut
about-
butter, and they
I'll-
said, Jesus.
Poor dog.
I'll tell you a hilarious story about going to Billings. I went to Billings, and it's all good. It was all good, and then I was like, hey, you know what? I had a little cash in my pocket, so I'm like, fuck, I want to go see my daughter and my grandkid. So we fucking took off for this giant road trip. Well, 3 days later, we get back, and she was on the rag and being a bitch, and I was just going, I need to get the fuck home.
Your daughter?
No.
No.
His ungirlfriend.
Oh, it's one of those. Okay.
The person whose car we took.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I sidetracked myself there.
Yeah, I was a little confused there.
You're being pretty mean that you
I-
just blame it.
I went
Blame it all on her.
to
Like as if a 3-day car ride with John wouldn't make anybody pissy.
Yeah,
and I can't blame. Yeah, I took half the blame for it.
half.
I'm leaving.
not all of it, but just half.
I took half. I was a dick. I'm not gonna lie. I was
I'm
a bit
taking
of a
my
dick.
peanut butter and getting the fuck out
Dude,
of
I
town.
thought you just said earlier that you're always a nice guy.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
I am. But I'm gonna take half the blame. Is what I'm saying.
half.
You know what I'm saying?
You know why
I
he's
should-
saying that?
I should only take
in case
about
she's listening and he
Yeah.
still wants to leave that door open.
That's
I should
right.
only take about 3% of the blame, but I'm gonna take half because I'm a dude.
How did you come up with 3%?
Because it couldn't have been more than 0.03.
Oh,
Your
you
blood
do. You
alcohol
do.
in it?
It was like
Your blood alcohol.
it was none of
No,
my fault.
He's banging on the 0.1 mark.
No, I'm banging on the. I should have shot you.
Who's ever got a +1?
I had a +1 one time with my ex-wife, and it was because
It's more like, John, it's more like golf. You're trying to set the low score.
no, this was with my
The
oldest
+1 with
daughter.
your ex-wife?
Yeah.
Yeah, she kissed him.
This was no before all that even started. This was like 50 years ago.
50?
You are almost 50.
Are you 50 years old?
I don't have to renew my driver's license until I'm 50.
I should have. Wait, it's
I'm
still up here.
43.
Let's look at the DOB on this bitch.
43, I am.
Oh, you're a donor. Well, I guess that's okay.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
if
liver will
anybody-
be good.
Well, I don't know if anybody wants any of your organs.
Do you want it? Do you want it? Do you want it?
Well, if I need it,
You should
yeah.
have a fucking lottery for that motherfucker, huh?
They should. Yeah, why not be like, hey, we're going to auction off this guy's liver.
Yeah.
Well, fuck, if we died in a car wreck or something and my wife's like, come on, my husband's dead, but
Best
Hey.
case scenario.
we might get some money out of his liver. Well, not my liver, but
Right.
maybe something else, my heart or something.
Right,
You know?
something, maybe.
Apparently, it filters something. I mean, it
117.76. Fuck me, you are old.
That's
Holy.
right. That's what I've been saying.
You're getting up there.
The best part about that is... Anybody?
No, I'm waiting. I'm
You're
waiting.
about-
You're about to get senior citizen benefits.
I forgot what I said.
I thought you had something witty coming, but
So anybody that's out there listening, just so you know, Brian's beer is good and it obviously works.
Yes. Do drugs, not beer.
you had a couple of them picos and now you're 3 sheets to the wind.
No, now I'm hilarious.
Well, I didn't argue that.
No, I'm hilarious,
Your
he
stories in particular.
You want to
are
hear
hilarious.
stories? Holy fuck.
Oh.
Would you like to hear the
Wait a minute,
story
wait a
about the San Antonio hitchhiker?
Is this like a
I'm
Jeffrey?
I know
This
we've
isn't a
told it-
Jeffrey Dahmer thing, is
No,
it?
it's close, but we've told it on the podcast a while back, but it's been a while.
What
Okay,
was his
then-
name?
I don't remember his name.
Oh, I thought this was something like.
I left Malta one day in the afternoon, mid-morning,
I thought.
and I ended up in Hunley Project. There was like some gas
And you don't know
station
how?
there. Oh, I know how. I drove there, but I just needed to get out of Malta. It was one of those
Oh,
days.
I
where
thought this was a Fear and Loathing.
He doesn't
thing.
want to tell all the details.
Yeah, he's pretty sketchy on exactly what happened.
What really happened was a lot of the things you're not going to hear about. Plus, I picked this guy up. Short story. I'll compact it real quick. I picked him up. I had nothing to do. I had a pile of cash. I was like, "What's up, man?" Well, my hitchhiking party, my buddy's in Columbus. I'm like, "Well, shit, I'll take you to Columbus." I bought him Burger King. I was like,
So
"Oh,
you're in Huntley Project,
Big
and you're like,
spender.
you know where would be
Big
real
spender.
nice? Let's go
fucking
to,
right, man.
let's
Go to
Columbus.
Columbus. Yeah.
In other words, he hit the interstate and forgot to turn
Did
it.
you
in
did
King
you get
Avenue.
confused and think that Columbus
No,
was actually
no.
there? You're like,
He
fuck!
asked
I
me-
thought he landed
no.
somewhere else.
He had his hitchhiking buddy was in Columbus. So I said, I have nothing better to do.
Nothing better to
right?
do than go meet some more extra losery friends.
Yeah.
Travis already knows this story is why he gets to be so fucking loudmouth.
I'm still interested, John. Let's hear it.
So-
You've got my attention.
So I
the
go to
very minimal
Columbus.
amount, but I'm listening.
I go to Columbus and I pick up this girl. I'm like, oh, so this is your...
Was it Sacagawea?
It was so close. So close without the crabs. Or
She
the...
was a little out of Johnny's league. I mean, a little
Travis
bit.
met her.
Slightly hotter than I expected her to be when I opened the door when somebody said that John's got
She
some
didn't have your beard.
San Antonio hitchhiker on the couch.
My beard was under her arms.
Not quite. No.
She was clean. Oh,
I don't know about clean, but like
She
maybe
was looking for a
shaven.
bath, though.
Maybe shaven and
We're losing the point.
Okay, no, you finish your story. I don't
So-
want to
it
deter
only
from
gets
that.
better.
So I get these guys. I buy them like Arby's and shit. You know, I'm
I
like,
thought
hey,
you said
hey.
Burger King.
That was that first. Yeah.
Oh,
Now
fuck,
he's
you're
really
really
upgrading.
going all out. You're going all out.
Now I've bought them Burger King also. And we're headed back. I was like, what do you guys, what do you want, where do you want to go? I said, I'm just fucking off for the day.
Because a lot of people just leave Malta thinking, you know what I'm gonna do? I'll go to Huntley Project today. Find the
up a
first
hitchhiker.
motherfucker in the parking lot and see if he wants to party.
Well, they didn't really like to party as much as I did. And by the time we got back to Billings on King Avenue, I went in, I got some more gas, and I bought a couple more chuck wagons, and I put like salami in their backpack and cheese in their backpack.
The one thing about the story that's never changed every time Johnny's told it to me has been the salami. The salami.
Dude, I
That's
wasn't
a
gonna
keynote.
Well,
Keynote.
salami's expensive if you
Well,
buy a big one. I don't.
Dude, I wanted to
Keynote.
make. I wasn't gonna just ditch them. I wasn't.
You know, I think you bought the salami in alternative use purposes.
Here's the funny part about the salami.
Yeah.
It gets
Let's
better.
hear it.
Yeah.
This is
So-
is this the climax of the story?
No,
Yeah.
no, it climaxes about 3-4 times
Yeah,
before the
there's a-
story's over.
There's this is so far we're still on the same day, and we get back to the King Avenue holiday in Billings, and I went in and I bought truck wagons. I was like, "Fuck, these guys
So
gotta be
Johnny
as
just
hungry
got
as I
some
am."
hitchhikers, drove up and down the interstate all day.
This is the third meal you've purchased.
Fuck yeah, at least. And all of a sudden we pull in
You-
there, and cops just come screeching in, like 5, 6 cops come screeching in.
They thought they had Jeffrey Dahmer, didn't they?
The guy I fucking picked up called the cops and turned me in for being wild and crazy.
The guy, he had a phone.
The motherfucker.
He had a phone, or did he stop at the station and
No,
call
the
somebody?
motherfucker called me in the back seat of my car.
He was probably worried you were gonna rape him or something.
Dude, I was going,
You
That's
think
a new thing
107 pounds can rape anybody?
No, fuck, he couldn't hold down a fucking butterfly for Christ's sake.
dude, I was more offended by, I was like, what the fuck, dude? I've bought you like 3 meals today.
And some salami.
Salami.
And-
So what partaked with the salami? What happened with that?
Oh,
You
Well, they had the cops
toted
show
it.
up and-
Well, I know, but he toted this salami thing forever. So I'm
Yeah.
curious about
Yes.
the salami.
here comes the salami story. So, they finally figured out what was going on. They had me handcuffed and leaned up against the back of my car. Finally, they understood what was going on, and I said, I have some friends who live just like a block away from here. So they
Was that a true
unhandcuffed me.
statement?
At the
A
time,
block away from the King Avenue.
That's what I'm asking. Was that a true statement, or
at
were
the
you
time, I truly
misleading
believe
the
I could have
authorities?
passed that.
Well,
lie
according if
detector.
these are his friends, he's probably got to come
Right.
more under the bridge.
Yeah,
I mean-
he's like, my friend, he lives right over there
Right,
under 90.
Right. I was going, I've got a friend around here somewhere.
I'll find a friend.
So yes, it was a
Don't make me
bullshit
call my
statement.
brother.
Yeah, don't make me do it. Don't make me pull the salami out of that motherfucker's backpack. So, back to the salami. Yes, it was bullshit statement. I took off for a walk, and
No, yeah, they got in a fight. You missed the fight.
but the
No,
girl,
they're
she was
gonna
like,
fight,
"Fuck
and Johnny
him, I ain't
slings
going
his
with him."
backpack
I'm not
across.
That's the next day.
She's
Oh,
seen
okay.
that salami in your
Wait,
backpack
wait,
or
it goes
something.
on
and she's
another
like,
day, I guess. I missed that part.
Yeah. So that night, the girl, I'm walking away, and the girl's going, "I'm not going with him." I said, "Well, you're not coming with me. Get the fuck away. You're not coming with me."
bad luck, bitch.
I'm
Yeah.
sure that's his
Fuck you.
exact.
That's exactly what you're thinking, wasn't it?
That's
Finally-
his exact words.
but-
I guarantee
Oh, yeah.
it.
But I was
Uh-huh.
bullshitting about my friends being a
Oh,
block
baby
away.
cakes, you want to be my third ex-wife?
She said, she's like, "Well, I'll drive away," because they warned about me driving. I was like, "Well, if you'll drive, fine." She drove over the goddamn concrete median in the middle of King Avenue, like hopped it 3 times like Frogger style. And I'm going, "What in the fuck is wrong with you?" And she goes, "I don't know how to drive." So
How old was she? 10?
Well, that makes a
she
lot of
was
sense
older
why
than I am.
she's hitchhiking.
Oh.
My age-ish. So I pulled her over and I
Age-ish.
got in the vehicle and I had to go to my mom's house, and I show up at 2:00 in the morning, and my mom is not the kind of mom you would expect to be Johnny's mom.
Oh,
she's-
Johnny, come inside.
No.
She's a very nice, polite lady.
My
that
mom's,
bakes pies and
My
does-
mom is.
Ma, the meatloaf. Fuck.
Yeah, you don't say the
I
F
never know
word
what
in front
she's
of my
doing in there.
mom. You don't. My mom's one of those moms that she doesn't see a lot of things and doesn't understand a lot of things. Perfect.
Well, how could she?
It's like the boy named Sue. You had to name him Denver and fucking make
Yeah.
him tough one way or another.
So I show up.
I'm
'cause-
surprised she didn't change her last name to just Sunshine or something.
Dude,
fucking
I'm
thing.
surprised she didn't just fucking smother me with a pillow. Or, I mean,
Well, you survived if she did. You didn't know.
yeah, and that's what killed me. I had no other option but to bring this hitchhiker to my mom's house because I didn't know what else to do.
You brought the hitch. Okay, so that's where I got kind of lost there. You brought the hitchhiker
The
to
girl.
your mom's.
Not the guy.
The girl.
My
They
mom,
ditched the guy. He's off with the guy's girlfriend now.
my mother was not very proud of me.
I can imagine.
And so,
So did you make mom cook her breakfast? Or?
no, we were out of there before there was no way I was we were out of there. I had to have someplace to hide out for the
See,
night.
that was the problem. Is you spent all that fucking money on Burger King and all these other fucking places.
Couldn't
you
get-
couldn't
had
even
no
get a hotel
hotel,
room.
right?
You couldn't afford a hotel room. You fucking
right.
ran out of
Fucking
money.
expensive salami.
Yeah, the fucking $60 salami.
Fucking-
He was planning to poke it in her ass
Yeah.
or something.
Try to be a gentleman.
Or maybe you were gonna poke it in your own ass.
No. Oh, speaking of Pocahontas.
Jesus.
So the next day,
See, it all reverts back to Columbus.
here we come.
Right?
Here we come. Here we come.
Poke it in
The next
ass
day, we had to leave because there's no way my mom was letting us stay there any longer than she was, and she had to go to work. She was. I will reiterate. She was not very proud of me.
I can't
Bringing
imagine.
that girl. So
I was not very proud of you.
So the next day, we go to a friend's house, and I was like, "Would you please let this girl take a shower in your house?"
Oh boy, she was stinky.
It wasn't even that. It was just the whole everything coming down.
I was thinking,
you know?
oh boy, he did have a friend there.
So she gets out of the shower.
He finally got over his third ex-wife.
She comes upstairs and says, "Hey, he's out of the truck stop at such and such place." And I went, "Really? Okay. Well, this is the guy that called the cops on me and got me in trouble in Billings." I was like, "Tell him we'll meet him there in 15 minutes." She did. And sure as shit, we pulled up to this truck stop, and this fucking gangly, more gangly than me,
No.
coming
no.
over the fucking,
No,
no
there- that
shit,
couldn't-
dude.
Really?
No shit. He comes over.
So
and
here's two stick figures fighting in the
Dude,
alley, or
dude,
what?
it was.
together and
I
start a
swear to
fire.
God, it
They
should have been a
must have.
cartoon. It should have been a cartoon.
It would have. It'd have been a sweet cartoon, especially stick figure wise.
I grabbed his backpack and I opened it up and I fucking emptied it all over the Flying J. There's fucking
As
Condoms
Johnny
and
goes
lube,
to,
or what-
he's
what
gonna
was in
take
there?
it and throw it and realizes it's real heavy. So
Fucking-
he's, let's empty this fucker right.
I just broke it over
Yep.
my knee.
Remember
or
all
maybe
the,
my knee broke.
Hey, do you remember all the pepperoni and cheese I fucking
Oh, here's salami.
all over? And I
Is
fucking
that the real reason you got pulled over?
I
Is because
really,
your
really wish
bumper
I-
was
No,
dragging because
no.
you had so much peanut butter in the back of that thing that it was just
I really wish I would have got the surveillance cam.
man.
Of the
That would
Flying
have
J.
been funny.
Travis
That
walked
would've
in.
been
Travis
funny.
saw the girl. Travis walked in and saw the girl.
I can vouch that there was a girl. This
There
is
was a
days
girl.
later. Days later.
There was a girl.
Because there was all of a sudden this guy in this big truck pulled
Did
up. He's like,
she-
hey, what's going on? I said, I just took this guy for a 600 fucking mile ride, and he called the cops on me, and blah, blah, blah. And he goes, well, you better just get in your car and keep going. I'm like, okay.
I'm
So I
looking for
jumped in the car.
Pocahontas in Columbus.
No, I jumped in the car, and as soon as I got in the car, I said, have you ever been to Malta? She said, no. I said, well, you're about to be, because I ain't fucking stopping.
And you brought her
now."
back here?
I had to.
This is where it gets good.
Oh my God, you're kidding.
I had no choice. Dude, I was going
what
to
do you
jail.
mean you had no choice? You
Because
could
I
have
was going
left.
to get arrested.
You could have left her up there.
Dude,
It all
I've been
started because he had a bunch of money in his pocket and thought he'd take a drive and ended up in Huntley.
Boy, that was a bad idea.
gave a guy a ride, bought him fucking meals. They're the ones that
No shit.
Now I'm
you
fighting
are the fucking dude. You are the dude.
Or maybe he's Jesus.
Maybe, apparently. You could
So what
be
I'm saying
Jesus.
is, man, all I did was just go out for a drive.
Yeah.
So he gets back to Malta,
So
and here's where
you
I
should
come
write
into
a
the
book.
story.
You should write a book about that story and then just put
Dude,
it on
that's
there
only
as
that's only
Jesus takes
one
a
chapter.
drive.
That's only one chapter.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Fuck, Jesus.
Point
so,
is, it's
so
only
he
one
gets back to
chapter.
Malta, and I didn't know anything about none of it. I'm down at our other buddy Jody Lee's house, who lives in the same apartment complex
Oh
as
yeah.
Johnny, and
Yep.
I'm asking Jody. I go, "You seen Johnny for a few days? I haven't seen Johnny in weeks. It feels like." Oh yeah, he's been shacked up upstairs with some lady, some Indian gal, for a couple days. I don't know. He's just nonstop humping. That's all I hear up there. And I'm like, well,
Did you bang her?
I'm like, fuck this. I'm going up to check
No,
it.
I fucked her.
Did you give her the screen door and the hurricane treatment?
I
go, I'm going up to check this out. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm.
You went up and looked?
I'm talking to Jody. I'm like,
He
bullshit.
caught-
Bullshit.
he
He's got a girl in there.
yeah,
So I go up and I beat on the
impossible to
door.
believe.
Of course, Johnny opens the door. Here he is. No shirt on.
Stark-ass naked.
No shirt on. He's got a pair of fucking white long johns on and a hard on sticking off to the side. And here's this naked Indian bitch on his couch.
This is the one time I can actually say he's telling the truth.
You were probably pretty thrilled then that she wanted to go back to Malta.
I looked to the left. And
I didn't
I'm
know what to say.
because Jody kept telling me the whole time. He's like, yeah, she's. I was like, well, I go, what kind of girl is he? He's like, well, she's kind of out of
She's
his league.
hot.
She's kind of out of.
One of a kind.
He kept giving me
One of a
no. I
kind.
mean, just a step above what John would
She
probably
had more
normally
teeth
end up
than normal.
with. You know, I'm not gonna lie that. I was slightly proud of him there. I mean, I would have gave him a high five if his dick wasn't already looking for one, but he
Gross. Looked like a stud horse kicking
he
the
just
corral.
walks right back in there to cook breakfast. Or he's like, I'm just cooking her breakfast. She's sitting there wrapped up in a blanket, buck naked. He's like, sit on the couch. I'm like, she's all right. So I
don't know if I should. I might get in it.
I got to figure out this story. I didn't give a fuck. And that's the
I'm
first
not
time
gonna lie,
I
it was
heard.
pretty funny. It was
And so finally, I'm like,
that's the whole reason you wanted to bring her back to town, though. You knew you were gonna fuck
the
that
San
skank.
That's the San Antonio
slap him on the
hitchhiker.
ass and head out the door. And then he tells the rest of the story.
That's the San Antonio hitchhiker story.
Yep.
I threw that the guy she was hitchhiking with. I threw his shit all over the parking lot.
So whatever. So okay.
What do
So
you mean
she-
by that?
You
Is
brought
it-
her home. You fucked
She
the
had
piss
to get
out
in
of
my
her.
car. She had to get in my car and leave with me.
Oh yeah, but after you got her back to Malta, you brought her home. You
Then
did
I took
what-
her in the middle of Billings and dropped her off.
You drove back to Billings to drop her off. That's an expensive piece of ass.
Yeah. I mean, salami's not cheap.
Yeah, and you know, it wasn't that bad because I knew she didn't have a clue where she would just been. She was like,
You know you could have bought her a train ticket. There's a train station right.
I hope she
downtown.
shows up someday and be like,
Oh, fuck.
John,
Can I get on the podcast and tell him what you
John?
did to me?
I do too.
this is
to be
Noah.
honest.
He's your son.
Yeah. No shit. No, I'd be like, John,
I-
you have herpes.
I'll bet you no, because I've had my urethra surgically. What do you call
Removed? No.
that? No, I've had my repaired.
You mean roto-rootered.
you
I have.
you got a
Dude.
dick problem.
No.
Listen,
not no
I know
more.
we call you Johnny New Dick,
There's
but they
nothing you
don't
guys
just
can say
replace your whole
anymore.
dick, John.
They don't cut a new one off and put or
No,
cut an old one off.
But you
and
know
put a
what
new
they
one
can do? They can repair the
You
part
can't
inside
unfuck
your
the girls that
urethra.
you did.
on. Your little needle dick was probably like ringing a dinner bell for Christ's sake on that.
No,
Indian. She was
no.
probably like, fuck.
Just because it's short doesn't mean it ain't skinny.
I mean, it was poking out of his
What,
fucking.
you had a
It was
tuna
poking out
can?
of his long johns long enough that I mean,
Oh, it was a tuna can.
I had a
No,
urethra
I mean, I
constrictor when I got in my car wreck 3 years ago. There was a urethra constrictor that they fixed.
I didn't laugh at him, but it wasn't scary
Guess what
enough
I
to
have
drive
now?
me away back out the door. I don't.
Wait a minute. Now I think we're all talking about something separate.
You got a tiny dick.
He's talking about
Hey.
his clean dick, and
That's right.
You got a tiny one.
No, they actually they cut that little
You
tiny
don't get-
chunk out, and you know
you
what
don't
they
get
put
San
back
Antonio
in there?
hookers to go home with you by having a micro penis.
Did she?
It doesn't work that way.
Maybe she was in the dark though.
No, I have never heard anyone say anything other than
You skinny little fucker. You might have a big horn on you.
Other than pull out.
Pull out. Where should I park?
I'm still a virgin. I only had wet dreams and they rolled
That's
in
what
it.
you
That's
told
why I
us
have two
earlier.
kids.
earlier.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
But this girl,
He believes that, but he doesn't believe in the Virgin Mary.
no, I don't
Yeah.
believe in the Virgin
Uh,
Mary. I'm sorry. I don't believe in that shit. Come on, either one of you guys gonna tell me you're gonna?
Do you believe in aliens?
I believe in a higher power of some sort.
Like what?
That I don't know. I won't define what I believe.
Do you go home and wear a tinfoil hat?
No, it's aluminum.
What's why? What's the difference?
I don't know.
You don't want the government reading your thoughts?
I don't care if the government reads my thoughts. They are some sick motherfuckers.
They don't want to know what you're thinking. They
That's
probably
what I'm
don't
saying.
even.
Dude, if they want to worry about what I'm thinking, they got a lot more to worry about than what I'm thinking.
Well, they're searching pretty hard probably now that Trump is.
They're searching pretty hard now. They know I got my urethra fixed.
They know that you're not capable anymore. They're like,
Oh
"Ah."
no, they don't know that. Only my urologist knows that.
Yeah, little does Johnny know that guy was in there going, "We're gonna fix this."
Yeah.
Snip, snip.
That was like 90% more of the consensus than the presidential thing. Yeah, everyone wants me to not have babies.
Well, yeah.
Did I say that right?
Yeah.
I thought
You
so.
did.
I thought
You did.
so.
I understood every word of that. And yes, you are correct.
Did I say that
We do not want any more John Denvers
Perfect.
roaming.
That's exactly what
Nothing against you, John.
No, I get
saying.
it, man.
I'd
We
take
don't-
one sober one
I get
just to
it.
see what.
I don't know if there would be one, though. I
Just
think
to
it
see
would
what
be.
would happen. Just to see what
I
would
think
happen.
it would be a lost cause.
I don't.
It's like the Titanic. His dick is the Titanic, and
That ship has
he's-
sailed.
Yep,
Ooh,
it's done.
boy.
It's
That's
done.
a-
Heading
that's a
right
good
for the
one.
iceberg.
Right for the fucking
Right for the
iceberg.
iceberg.
Right for the iceberg.
Right. What do you call that in an iceberg? The crevice?
I don't know. It's an iceberg. What the fuck? Who cares? The fucking ship sunk.
Cleavage, John. That's cleavage.
Cleavage in the iceberg. Hey,
The Titanic sunk.
the Titanic sunk, and I didn't even get so much as a.
A tickle.
What was it Leonardo said at the front of
The fuck that fucker
I'm
was
the
it
king
on
of the
there?
the
world.
king of the world? I've never
Yeah.
been the king of the fucking world. Wait, I am right now. Oh, it's over.
You're the king of something.
Yeah,
King
I'll,
of, I think you're the king of herpes or
I'll
something.
never give my dog peanut butter again.
You, we broke it up. You got to go to cheese now, or what?
No. I just use crunchy. Then that way, it's a
John's really into milk bones.
He, that dog bites your nutsack a little bit. And
only if you use crunchy peanut butter, it tends to, it's a little more sensitive. And then that way you don't.
This podcast went south fast with John's dick.
It's tiny.
The
Apparently.
only thing dirtier than John's dick is this podcast right now.
Okay, so here I was back in San Antonio.
With your stripper.
You ever been to San Antonio, John?
Never. I've been to
So how the fuck? You just said there it was back in San Antonio.
with the San Antonio hitchhiker.
Yeah, but you're so fucking all over the place.
All right,
You're like a blind squirrel looking for a nut.
I did at one time. I went to a Metallica concert in the middle of Seattle on John Street. I ate a handful of mushrooms that were the most wicked mushrooms of my life. And then after the concert, I laid on the grass underneath the Space Needle, and that motherfucker waved at me back and forth. Wow, one of the coolest things I've ever done.
Life changing, huh?
By far life-changing.
Way to go.
If you guys could see the conviction in his face right now.
Yeah, and the finger waving.
I was trying to
It's official
convey-
that Brian's IPA got it.
I was trying to convey
That
IPA how cool.
IPA is kicking in. That
Hey,
elk shed has finally
right.
got to you.
I was just trying to say how cool of
So
experience
up on
that
the
was.
board, we had Rhythm Road started the thing, but then I put John's Love Life, and that's been most of the podcast.
Yep,
We'll just-
we got John's love.
We'll
Life
get that
covered.
one.
Yeah, we can
Got
go
it
back
covered.
and erase half of it.
Rhythm Road. None of
All
you
right.
guys, you guys don't know what the Rhythm Road is?
I don't know
Why
what
don't one
Rhythm
of you
Road
guys
is.
tell me some dumb shit then?
You don't know what Rhythm Road is?
No, we're moving
Come
on.
on, come
We're
on.
moving
John, you
We're-
live-
We're not talking about your strippers anymore. We're
You
moving
live
on.
right by Rhythm Road, John.
I
All right, it's that
figured.
road. It's that road that goes behind Phillips Village there.
Okay.
And when I was in high school, if you come around that corner and got a good run at it, the front had a nice big jump to it.
Fucking get some air.
But then all the way through the road was like this.
boy.
So it up and down, up and down. We call it Rhythm Road. I mean, if you drive your car across there, you're all the way through.
I figured you were talking about John's asshole
I
or
know,
something.
No.
I thought it was like
I hate to
You thought it
agree
was
with
gonna be
you,
dirtier,
but I
huh?
think that
No. One time in high
Road.
school, we get one of my buddies and he lives in Malta now, and another friend. He had this old, I don't know, 1970s Ford LTD, and it was a big fucking boat of a car. Well, he
So
was
you're
the,
saying
like
it was
the first
awesome.
one to get his driver's license. He was like, we're gonna jump it. We're gonna jump this thing.
Sounds like a cool car to me.
We come around the back corner over there, come flying up, and we hit this thing doing like 60 miles an hour, and the car, whoa, goes up, and it fucking nosedives to almost a dead stop. We hit and wham! Dead stop, and we're all fucking laughing so hard. When everybody's got to get out and puke, he's fucking laughing so hard. We weren't drinking yet. We were all like freshmen in high school. He goes to fucking turn, and he turns, and he runs over
like
one of those
70?
electrical boxes, those green
yeah.
electrical boxes,
Yep.
and gets stuck on it. And we're like,
Oh, fuck.
we're out. We're stuck.
Got a
He's
bolt?
like, dude, I'm like, I'm gonna run. He goes, don't get out of the car, you'll get shocked. We're like,
Oh,
no, I'm
trying
leaving
to-
your ass here.
You're on your own, bitch.
Pretty
Sounds
soon
like
he
a
just
dare, Harry.
floors it. You hear that thing scrape all the way across the bottom of the car, and we're out. But Rhythm Road was a thing when I was in high school that a lot of kids, if you had a piece of shit car, you'd go jump your car on Rhythm Road.
That's funny. I know what you're talking about because I was driving my grandpa's pickup one time, and I think must have been Greg Ziegler and I or somebody, and I tried sniping behind there, eluding Matt Gooderjohn because he was following us. It was just regular high school activity, and fuck, I had on this pickup. I could smash the piss out of it. And I remember telling my grandpa, I was like,
Was the pickup parked or somebody else?
oh no, the fucker was leaving there.
Oh, nice.
Leaving Slumville. And I head on this fucker. And, you know, he was driving. I don't even know what the fuck it was. And I don't even know who it was or what he was driving. But
I feel like John knows who it was.
I banged into this fucker head on and did like $5,000 damage to my grandpa's pickup. And he didn't even have a scratch on that fucking thing.
I have a story that's similar to that.
Nothing to that old fucking piece of shit. That's funny.
That's why you should
These
drive
new
an old
cars, you
pickup.
can't even run over a fucking rabbit, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
I just hit a raccoon, and I did $4,500 damage on my car going to work the other day. I'm like, what the fuck? Broke the bumper and some other shit. $4,500.
Yeah.
Like, what in
Isn't
the
that
shit?
crazy how much
I
shit
hit
falls
this
apart?
fucker head on, and he was driving some old 80s fucking Bronco or pickup or something like that. Never did a thing to that pickup. And here it did $5,000 damage on his, and I was like, what
I'd drive
the
an
fuck?
82 Chevy, and there's no plastic under my bumper.
No, that's the thing. You could run into somebody with that fucking thing,
Mm-hmm.
and not a thing would happen to it. Nothing.
Prove it.
I'd prefer not to run into anybody in it.
Depends
but-
on the speed, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh,
I hit a
right,
deer.
right.
I got the same pickup as that. Mine's
Yeah.
an 83.
Yeah.
I hit a deer doing 65 miles an hour one time. Knocked the radiator and shit out of it. Didn't even fucking dent the fenders or nothing.
But you can go find a radiator for
replace
pretty
it,
cheap
yeah.
and one,
It's cheap.
and a grill's $100.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
the difference between all the plastic parts and the plastic headlights and
Well.
everything else you'd replace, you know.
Dude,
the metal these days, they make.
There's a
that
reason I bought
fucker-
it was because I wanted an old
Stuff.
pickup that
Yeah.
I can buy
Stuff.
parts for real cheap. If it
Man,
breaks down, I can fucking
Well,
keep it
it's-
running. It's
It's a
four-wheel
town
drive.
pickup
It
for
run,
you.
yeah, it runs. It
Here, I'll tell you the difference between having a newer vehicle and a not newer vehicle. I was with one of my buddies one night, and it was the middle of the night. We were like,
near for me.
we were getting back to town. You know, we had to get back in town while they were still serving, so we could get a 6-pack to just go home and sit with at least. So we're in a hurry. We're probably going a little over the speed limit. I'm looking down.
You
at-
don't say.
You're kidding.
Okay. So for the sake of the podcast, I'm just gonna make this story up. We're going down the highway. I'm looking at a goddamn MP3 player, you know, switching tunes. I'm not looking. We hit a deer so hard, going
Oh,
probably
I'll vouch for him. I seen the car.
100 miles an hour. The airbags went off, and I had a bottle of beer sitting between my legs. And when that airbag went off, it fucking shoved it into my balls so fucking hard. I was starting to throw up. It was like instant. I wanted to puke. And I thought we were in a giant car crash, but we weren't. We just hit a deer.
By the look of the car, it was pretty giant.
But a bottle of
These
beer
fucking
just
numbskulls drive it back to town.
Who was it?
It-
You and who?
Top secret. 'cause
That's
it
right.
Might not
It's
have,
top secret.
Yeah, it wasn't
Okay.
me. I know
Okay.
it
I
wasn't
mean,
me.
the point is,
He doesn't live
I-
here anymore. We'll give him that.
I was looking
Okay.
down,
Okay.
changing the tunes. And when that thing went off, it exploded and it shoved that bottle of beer into my nuts so hard.
He came.
I'm not sure I was ever going to
I'm not
see
so
him
sure
again.
the deer wasn't
The cops
still
showed up
in-
and they're like, "What is that? What the fuck is that white paste on the window.
I
Oh,
am
it
pretty
was-
sure that the deer was still in the front of the car when they pulled
Guaranteed it
into
was.
town.
You were
It
fucking
was.
that deer, weren't you?
You know, well, as long as I figured it was there.
You're like, well, I always keep
Still
a can
warm.
of peanut butter in the back seat.
My balls hurt.
Dude's getting
My-
jealous down there. He's growling.
Oh,
He's
what's
like,
up,
John's
dude?
lying.
Yeah.
He knows
What's up,
you're full
dude?
of shit.
I don't think the dude's alerting us to
Is
something.
that elk shed getting to you?
He's alerting us to get.
My
I
dog
think it is.
My dog is alerting us to something right
I
now.
bet Carol probably let out one of our
Yeah,
dogs.
I guarantee you something's up. He's not lying. He never lies. This dog has been
Arr.
wrong 0% of the time.
All right, well, we better take a break real quick and see where dude's looking at.
The dude. Let's do it.
All right, John, sit down. We're starting over. No, all right, take 3. Anyway, up on the board, we were talking about things. We talked about this in the last podcast, and I wanted to bring it up again with you since you're one of the only places in your establishment that actually put a fucking chalkboard up above the urinal.
Yeah.
Most people just get their name carved into the wall or something. What's the funniest thing you've seen on it yet?
Man. You know, so with the chalkboard, that wasn't anything to do with me.
I used to chisel my name in chalkboards with my heart on.
With your heart on?
I chiseled it. Yeah, I didn't even bother with the chalk.
Whatever you say, pencil dick.
No, so here's the funny thing about that. So the guy that gave me that chalkboard is actually he's a pastor here in town.
Ah,
And he told me, he's like, he's a good friend of mine.
yep.
And
I know
he told
what
me,
you're talking about. But yeah.
he told me, he's like, I don't know if you'd be interested in it or not, but he's like, I used to go to these bull sales in Billings all the time, horse sales, whatever the fuck they were. And he said, they always had a chalkboard above the urinal, and it was so funny. And he said, there was always
Perfect.
beyond wild shit on there. And he's like, would you be interested in me buying a chalkboard and putting it on there? I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah. That's cool. That's a great idea. So he bought the chalkboard for it.
Nice.
So you have no vandalism.
Yeah, well, kind of. It deters from that, but
That's when asshole's right below it just to be a prick.
so the funny part about the whole ordeal is his thing with it was, he said, I went to this thing and it was all this stuff wrote all over it, and at the bottom somebody carved in there with a knife, "Fuck the chalk thief." And he thought that was the funniest thing ever. And this is coming from a pastor.
Yeah.
And
Don't we always say that it always comes down to toilet humor?
well, yeah.
Always.
So he buys this chalkboard for me, and he carves in the chalkboard before he gets it, "Fuck the chalk thief." The pastor carved "Fuck the chalk thief."
He's already
He
heading
knew.
it off at the pass.
Yeah.
Starting it out.
So he's like, I thought that was the funniest thing ever.
Oh,
They
that's
carved
cool.
"Fuck
That's
the
a
chalk
blessing,
thief."
right?
The pastor carved "Fuck the chalk thief" on there, and then
far as
wrote
I'm
the year
concerned.
and the date, and it's been a big hit. I mean,
That's like blessing your child almost. I mean, right?
well, kind of, yeah. So here, I'm going to look. So here's the thing. This is what me and my wife determined when we
Ooh, don't show us those pictures.
No, we're not
Jeez Louise, you might want to save those for your 10th anniversary. Don't show me those.
I'm not going to show you nothing of that incriminating.
Okay,
So-
okay, whatever.
We have this chalkboard, and every week, it isn't even every week, it's every time that it gets filled up, I take a picture of it, and then I erase it, and we're gonna
Start
make
over.
books of it, and then leave it
Awesome.
at the brewery. So there is some absolute funny
See,
shit.
people write at the Mint Bar, they write on the back of the drink cards, and there's some of the funniest shit you ever read
yeah.
on the drink cards.
Yep.
Well, now we're almost out of drink cards because people just started stealing the fucking drink cards. It'd be nice if somebody would cash them in because we're almost out. You ever notice how alcoholics always try to, like, that guy's more alcoholic than I am?
Yeah.
That
So-
motherfucker down there, he started drinking at 10 today.
Hey.
I don't know how he cracked his beer at 10. 11:30.
You were a 10 o'clocker?
I can't help it.
Come on, just move on to his chalkboard. Let's cut to
So-
whatever the fuck you're trying to do there.
We get all these chalkboard
Before he
things
starts
on
a
there all
fight.
the time. And it's funny because you get the normal people come in and they write the same shit every time. People do that. They're like, oh fuck,
Don't look up here. Your dick's or the joke's in your hand.
That's
What
right.
about- yeah.
I put that on your, I put that on your opening day.
Yeah,
I was
it's
like,
gotta
fuck these
rhyme.
guys.
It
And I only
happens.
did it because I was like, Matt Van Winkle, go to the bathroom right after me.
Oh, Jesus. Matt
So,
Van Winkle rhymes with twinkle.
I've got, I don't know. I bet I have 100 pictures on my phone of
Wieners
different-
in your...
What's the best one?
I don't know for sure. I'd have to look through all
Have you had
this
some
stuff.
good ones?
There is some good ones. There definitely is.
A lot of dumb things of like,
Oh yeah, you know what's funny is you get people write the same shit over and over again.
Dude, I went
And-
to Lollapalooza at the Gorge and George, and they had such a bathroom problem. That's just what this reminds me of. And somebody wrote a thing on the back of the blue, what do you call
porta
it?
potty?
The porta potty.
Yeah.
Because there was like shit stacked up above it. And I'm going, how do you even
I know
make that
Brian's beer's
happen?
working when I go to say porta potty and I almost slur it out.
But here's
Porta
the
potty.
thing.
Pretty
Was
porta potty.
somebody wrote what the hell was it? It was something like it said shit, and then it was an arrow pointing right to a pile of shit mounding over.
Gross.
I was like, how did people really hover over above this long enough to make it a pile? Like, how do you shit so much in a porta potty that it actually turns into like a...
You ever been to a couple day music festival when your guts ain't working right by the third day or so and you...
Not...
I'm not
No.
saying I would hover a pie. I'd go find my own outback. I'd go find some trees. But
I just couldn't
that's what,
understand
for the
it.
very last podcast we talked about, I talked about some girls taking an upper decker, and same thing. They would have had to hover over the top.
I don't understand that.
People are gross creatures when you let them be. It's
Wow.
weird.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
I agree with that.
It blew my mind.
I mean, like, it gets worse. Like, if you put them in packs, humans can be some gross creatures, man. I mean,
Hold on. I'm trying to look through here. So this is. I can't say a favorite, but this is a great one. So this is like I'm just looking through my phone here, as I have many pictures of this chalkboard. But during like Christmas time, there's a whole bunch on here, and well, there's a bunch on here anyway. But during Christmas,
more than a
there's-
few.
Yeah. So what they did is they wrote all these comments and then wrote lines across it, and it was all pretty much sequenced to
To the
Christmas
holidays.
vacation.
The holidays.
Oh.
It was all things for Christmas vacation. So you got on here like, Clark, you serious? You know, cousin Eddie. Hallelujah! Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol? And then, you surprised to see me, Clark? Eddie? If I woke up and my head was sewn to the carpet, I wouldn't be more surprised than I am now. Oh dear! Did I break wind? You couldn't hear a dump truck running through the nitroglycerin plant.
That's for grandma, right?
Yeah, it's the old fucking ant or
Yeah.
whatever
Right.
on there.
Right.
If that cat had 9 lives, he just spent them all. Morning, shitters
I
full.
was gonna say it didn't start with shitters full.
Shitters full.
No, that was the very first one of the
Okay,
top
that's what I was
of
gonna
it.
say. It had to start with shitters full, didn't it?
Oh yeah, so you get that all the time, but then people draw pictures and all sorts of other shit on there, and it's quite comical. It really is.
Oh,
There's so.
I've thought
much
it's a good
shit.
idea.
That's good.
I've always said like,
Dude, toilet
Why
humor is
not-
as good as it gets.
why
It
not
is.
just chalkboard paint your whole bathroom? Like
It-
if you got a bar, I mean either chalkboard paint or like whiteboard the whole fucker or whatever you got to do.
Well,
but
that's what we vowed.
why not
we
just
wouldn't
let
do.
them? They're gonna vandalize it either way. Why not just let it go?
We said we wouldn't do bathroom humor, but
Yeah.
guess what? We always do.
We did a lot dirtier bathroom humor than actually talking about the bathroom in this podcast.
Right. I mean,
Yeah,
it
well-
always ends up with piss and shit and fart.
Fuck. No, there's no fart. It's fuck.
Yeah.
I think it has deterred people from probably vandalizing different things. but it's been nice. It really has. As far as you get to see what people are thinking.
And well, that's what it. Yeah.
Oh, I think
People come in there and
yeah.
if they like your beer, if they don't like your beer, they're gonna write something on it.
Right.
They're gonna do whatever, and the feedback that you get from that
Probably
is-
better than feedback cards, I suppose, huh?
It is because
because they're just gonna fuck off. But if you get the original caveman, guess what? I'm gonna say something on this.
yeah. Well,
That's
and we
gonna
don't.
be your true, honest.
I've never had any bad reviews on the beer. I've never ever seen on the thing where your beer sucks dick or whatever, anything like that.
You ever see I'm here for Brian's beard?
Oh, you need to spell beard different.
I've seen things on there where it was like, you should call this Brian's
But-
beard.
but
And
you also-
I
you also-
didn't know how to take that. It was
You
like,
also know
is
you
that
can't
good or
take
bad?
offense. Yeah, you can't take offense to everything.
That's like
No.
having a podcast. You just don't read the YouTube comments.
No.
You start out, but like you don't want
No, you can't get too.
to. Some people are on YouTube
can't
just
get
to
too
be a
in-depth.
troll, like just to
They
be a
are.
dickhead. They're there just to be like, ha ha,
Right?
here's this.
That's the whole
because they
yeah.
know it's going to torque somebody off.
Yep.
That's what they're after. They're
Let me-
after a reaction.
Let me throw a wrench in this and let's see what happens.
Yep, there's
That's
so many
exactly
people
what
out
it
there,
is. And
so many keyboard warriors, and that's be the same thing as in the bathroom movie.
You know what I like to say? Go ahead, prank call Travis all night long. See what happens.
Yeah.
They won't do it to me.
It's weird because he's the one that
What's
calls
your
at
phone
3 in
number?
the morning.
Because I'm the one prank calling him. Yeah.
Let's
This
get
is-
your
what
phone
is that
number
on?
out there.
They're Almost Heroes. When he goes, I ate the sheep shit pudding. It wasn't my brother. Remember that with Chris Farley and Almost Heroes when they were being
That was
listened-
like his last movie
Yeah.
before he kicked the bucket.
right? Wasn't that when they were trying to race Lewis?
Did you guys
and Clark
watch?
to the?
Did you guys watch Adam Sandler's tribute? His tribute song to Chris Farley.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Oh, it's out on Netflix. Adam Sandler has his new hour special or whatever it is. It's not even that. It's a couple months old now, but on there he does a song that's literally him singing a song to Chris Farley. And if you don't fucking squirt a tear, you didn't know who Chris Farley was. But it's
Yeah.
great. It's funny. It's fucking
Does it sound like every other Adam Sandler song?
kind of. I mean, better than Johnny music, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Burn.
Yeah. That makes me.
Boom.
That makes me feel like my nose is too short and my bank account's too small.
You have a small cut.
Hey, you call it
That's
Hanukkah.
just-
I call it whatever else is left.
Pocahontas told me that you.
Oh,
packing little.
No,
Don't give her that
no,
much credit. It wasn't
that's the-
Pocahontas. I mean, like it was.
That's the San Antonio.
When I said out of
Hitchhiker to
Johnny's
you,
league,
man.
I didn't mean Pocahontas. I didn't. I
her.
said just a
She was close.
level above what I expected him to have at that point in his life.
She wasn't fat and toothless.
Good for you.
She,
Good for you.
yeah, she.
You broke the barrier, John.
She was more like no legs and
Couldn't get away.
and HIV-less. I don't know.
Good lord.
HIV list.
That's not what I said at all.
You
Quit
did.
fucking making things up.
Did. You just said that HIV list. What in the fuck?
You said it. You made it up.
He's
What does
like,
that mean?
You ever been to
No.
Malta? Take this test.
Was it blue?
Yeah.
Was it blue?
Yeah.
Might be now. He's
No,
probably like
damn
16
pen
by
is
now.
blue.
Your son is probably like 16 by now, John.
Yeah, you
Living
could
in
be.
San Antonio.
No, I have a grandson.
Living a good life, thank
Yeah,
God.
I know. And who knows? He might have a grandson for you too.
Yep.
You probably have like
Just dropping hot ones in her.
you
If
might
I'm-
have a whole lot of
Hey, I-
illegitimate children running around.
That's right. There's a very good chance of that. Because
Well,
I
there's
am
one chance for
I am
sure.
Sam Bowie.
What the?
You remember when Sam Bowie was drafted?
Yeah. Who remembers the Alamo?
That's the wrong
You
Sam
weren't
Bowie.
there.
That's right. So it'd have to be one of my grandfathers.
Good lord.
They all call you daddy.
That's right, buddy.
Who's they?
Daddy Pimple Dick.
Would we like to keep going with this?
Who's they? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
They are the
gotta be
Mennonites that
something up
used to have tight
How about
vaginas,
let's
but
not
now
go that
suddenly
far,
have-
John. Come on, you.
You are a lost
So when Bryan
soul.
said he's experimenting with infused beer, no, I'm just kidding. So
No, he brought that hooker around. Yeah, we don't want no part of that.
you got Horny
Where do you think
Amber,
we
you
get-
got Kill
where do you think we
Woman,
get the
you
clam
got
sauce? Yeah.
What are all your names of your beers that you got hanging out? If you can remember, put you on the spot.
Okay, we got Slippery and Stout. We got Kill Woman Wheat, Horny Amber, Elk Shed IPA,
Can we blow some glasses half sideways?
Punky Brewski.
So that
That's
when you-
pumpkin ale.
Hunky? Punky
Those-
Brewski.
Punky
Oh,
Brewski.
nice.
Yeah, and all these names are from our founders. There's
Can we get some glasses that lean to the side so that they say Irene? Because that was our name. We could get glasses that lean.
You mean Eileen?
Irene. Oh.
you got a hearing disorder or what?
Irene, yes. Yeah.
Irene.
Hey, you need
You
to clean the
know,
shit out
Did
your ears,
were
man.
you on Christmas Story? Rah 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 rah. I think you were.
So
It's all
there's you were talking about Horny Amber, and I mean like your founders name it, but in a bar there's more goddamn dirty names for drinks in a bar of things. And you get the people that come
Cowboy
in, like
cocksucker.
you get people like Johnny. No, Johnny doesn't give a shit. He'll order
Come
cowboy
guzzler.
cocksucker after cowboy cocksucker. But I mean, that's a pretty common back in the day drink, or they call it a slippery nipple if you're a guy.
Yep.
But the giggles that you get out of people that don't come into a bar very often, they come in, they're like, "Give me that cowboy cocksucker."
Yeah.
Like, do you get
No,
that with the
no,
Horny
yeah.
Amber? Do you get the?
Yeah, you do. You definitely do. The original name for that beer was actually called Pull Up Your Pants Amber, and it was actually named for someone nearby. And a friend of mine actually started dating her, and he was offended by the name. And I said, well, we'll change it just because I know you and I like you, but the original name was Pull Up Your Pants Amber.
should-
and
you
it was
should name-
relating to her being a fucking skank. And
You should
which
name it
was
the
cool.
San Antonio Hitchhiker.
Her name was Amber,
Was her name Amber?
No, but
and Johnny never told her to
the
pull up
San
her
Antonio
pants.
Hitchhiker.
Why? Yeah, but
It's just
It'd be
name.
good. It'd be the same thing, only a different.
my patrons would be
Listen, it'd be the best Johnny's ever
Disappointed.
had.
the
good-
best
it's a
he
good-
ever had.
Hey, it's a great story for a
Johnny,
great beer.
if anything, it should be called Johnny's Best.
I would say it's a great story for a great beer.
No, so it was Pull Up Your Pants Amber, and then we changed it to Horny Amber, which was essentially the same thing. It meant the same thing, but it was more themed.
It's,
It
Yeah.
was more meant like horns, like elk horn or deer.
Yeah,
horn,
and it's
deer
an
horn,
amber beer,
Yeah,
so
it's
yeah.
Horny Amber.
Is-
Horns, not some skank.
right. Is naming a beer like naming a racehorse or a you know what I mean, where certain names have to stay in at a certain point?
Well, all of our beers, like whatever names that we have for our beers now, they stay. We don't wander.
Well, like racehorse names. They select racehorse names by who their dads were, minus their sire plus.
The
their-
fuck's the name of that horse
I mean,
now?
there's some weird way they name racehorses, and I was just curious if that had anything to do at all with like the way you name your beers. If
you
it
know,
has
I
to do
can't-
with
I can't tell you because I don't dream these names up. Our founders
What's that
club
fucking
does.
show now? I'm not gonna. Do
you know what I'm talking about?
Well, Bobcat Goldthwait was in it. That fucking show that was about
called
race.
Police Academy, motherfucker.
No, There's one about racehorses.
He was in another
there-
movie than Police
Yeah,
Academy.
and the name of his horse is like Dawn. Everybody else has like the Golden Pony something something, and his I can't. God dang it! I'm
That
gonna butcher the
motherfucker
shit
was
out of this.
funny as fuck,
I was
too,
trying to hold
Bobcat.
this back and not say it until I could think of the name, but I can't think of the name. And his horse was like like all these other horses, like 12-step runs above
Yeah.
out in front.
Right.
Oh, and
No,
there
there's the way
goes
they name them. There's a
and there goes
there's a-
Dawn.
There's
They
a
kept
scientific name.
God dang it! I'm gonna have to look it up now.
Oh fuck.
I
Where'd he
got
go?
Rocking the Rivers one time. I called
I'm
this
sorry.
dude.
He premature. He came early.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be so smart.
This guy one time.
Nobody said that for sure. Nobody said that.
It happened once or twice.
Hitchhiker John.
Not yet, but I'm about to.
No, I'm talking about your fucking
Hot to Trot was the name of the movie.
skank-ass woman that you.
A stockbroker, Bobcat,
As a matter of
profits
fact,
from market tips
no.
overhead. And it was Dawn. I was right the whole time.
It was Don. That was the name of
A
it.
stockbroker. It's back from 1988. It's a comedy called Hot to Trot, and it was about.
Hot to try.
It's fucking awesome, and it was about.
Sounds like John's life.
It was about Bobcat. He profits from market tips about the stables, this talking horse Dawn, and then like at the end of the race, they they had all these big long names of these horses.
Never believe
And all of
it.
a sudden they're like, around the backstretch comes Dawn.
Never believe a single girl when she says she's got a Costco card.
Is that what you were looking for a Costco card?
That's all I needed,
all
man.
the time.
He was
Archie,
looking
you're
for
like,
that extra-
fuck me, I want a deal on that cheese.
No, it's the peanut butter. He
Oh,
went for the case of peanut butter.
Peanut butter. My mistake.
I have a
Peanut
dog.
butter. Yeah, my dog, he loves peanut butter. He's a motherfucker. That cocksucker love peanut butter.
Dude's
That's-
laying down here, peanut butter drunk.
Has nothing to do with love.
Well, I didn't say he loved you. He just loved peanut butter. Your dick probably smells like shit, so he's like, fuck, again? Are you kidding me?
It's funny you're the second person that's brought that up in the last 2 days.
Who was the first?
Carol. No, you gotta pause it. Go back. You're
It's pretty strange that the farthest you've made it in the door was when she was all the way at the liquor store. If she could smell it from there, it is pretty bad.
No.
He's got a bad problem with.
Oh, now he's feeling bad.
Yep.
Now he feels.
John,
Well,
you got a little wiener.
We're back.
lied.
We're
I
back.
lied.
And according to John, he says that I need to do some editing to the podcast today.
I agree. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, well, good. You can come and sit here for a couple
I
hours
don't
and
know.
listen to this motherfucker back
Anybody
there.
can pretend to be me.
Nobody can pretend to be you.
You're John Denver.
You know how
Apparently.
hard somebody would have to try to
shouldn't
pretend
say, I
to
can't
be
even
you?
say apparently because I seen his ID.
No,
he
yeah.
is John Denver.
You know how hard somebody would have to try to pretend to be you? It's not very fucking hard. Just get a couch, a dog, and a
Yeah.
Live in the slums.
A worthless life, a pretend being, and
You're not
Yeah,
a pretend.
but wait a
baby.
minute.
golden.
And you're not.
You're happy, aren't you?
So far, I'm smiling.
Yeah. So what the fuck? Who cares? It's
I
all
fuck-
in the eye of the beholder,
I
right?
agree with that. I absolutely agree with
Well,
that. Yeah.
yeah.
Hey, here we go. Here's the next question. Would you rather be a rich fucking prick and do anything you want, or would you rather be a satisfied customer that fucking deals with life every day and is okay in your own skin?
Well, I want to be satisfied whatever point in my life I'm in, whether I'm rich or not. I mean, sure, if I was super rich and you got
I don't think super rich.
300
has anything
different
to do with
businesses to
happiness.
worry about and all these things to be stressed about every night, I didn't know that's not going to be that fun.
Yeah, it's
Even if you have a yacht, that sucks, but
well, I could tell you from Little America that having all these businesses sucks.
Well,
it really does.
I got a
'Cause
pile
you
of them
can't-
right now, but I wouldn't trade that for the world because that's my own doing. That's what I fucking went and did. And
Yeah.
I wake up in the morning and
That's a whole
sure,
different-
I'm stressing
yeah.
about the next comedy show that I'm putting on that I haven't done there yet, and I'm going to do this. And then I'm also stressing about shit. Do I got the rest of Brian's cell phone parts here? Or like,
Yep. Yeah.
I got all that
it's-
going on, but I wouldn't trade that for working for some guy that's
Just
looking over
chipping
my
like-
shoulder,
No,
being
I know what you mean.
like
I know
putting
what
me
you mean.
down every day. I
No,
ain't gonna,
it's-
I'd much
it's-
rather trade what I do and
It's much more satisfying being your own boss. It really
you know what the
is.
fun thing to me today is I woke up and I finished 2 different jobs this morning that like literally will make me more money than what your average hourly worker is going to make in Malta in a day. And I'm out there, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon, and I'm out there in my fucking gym shorts and my slippers still. Because I work, like, if I'm in my,
Yeah.
if I go right to my desk in my house, I'll just wear my gym shorts and my slippers. Anyway, I'm out there and I'm shoveling, I was scooping up some dog shit out of the front yard with my little thing, and drives by this trucker, and he gave me one of those looks. He was a guy that I wouldn't say we're friends or anything. I mean, like acquaintances, but he gave
Yeah.
me a look like, the fuck's that guy doing in his front yard in his gym shorts at 1 in the afternoon? You know, like just it was his 4th or 5th load that way, and he looking at me like, and I'm thinking, dude, I already made more money than you did before I even
Yep.
fucking moved today.
Yep.
Like,
No, that's
and that was my own choice. I get that extra risk and that extra headache of having to deal with, oh, that's on me, as opposed to,
no, it's
oh, that's on my boss, and then he's gonna yell at me. But you know,
yeah. No, you're a no boss, so it's
so
your
fuck
own
you if I'm
risk.
out there in my gym shorts.
yeah. No, it's
It's a
it's
choice I
tough.
made.
It's tough. You know how many times that you know, we own the brewery and the car wash and stuff like that, but I still work full time for the railroad, so people see me and they're like, Jesus Christ, you fucking
You're just
you
not
don't
just
do
raking,
shit all day and
you're not just
whatever else.
raking it in, right?
But guess what, motherfucker? I gotta go to work at 9 o'clock at night.
It
tonight.
might
When
not
you're
sound
at
like it.
home and sleeping, I'm gonna be on a train somewhere, fucking
right.
rolling her down.
It might not sound like it. It's 11:41 right now, and here I am in my garage podcasting.
Yeah.
Which is part of my business. This is part of the whole fucking shebang.
It is what it is, man.
I do all of it. I use it for the advertising. I do it, you know, whatever. But that's what. Trying
That's
to
right.
roll it all into one, and eventually maybe it'll snowball into something cool. So
Yeah.
Well,
no,
I know-
you can never make it if you don't try.
I agree.
Never.
I put a post today on the Montarctica page about my dad, and I go, between my dad and my family, they've owned damn near every business in Malta. Between like, my grandma had the clothing store where Family Matters is. My dad owned the bowling alley at once. My uncle owned that corner store that was MJ's over there.
Yep.
They owned Roadside, which is the old Ezzy's building. My uncle owned IGA. My dad had Ideal Auto. I mean, like, there's piles and piles of like different businesses that my family owned. And I put this post about my dad. I said, I got my entrepreneur spirit from my dad. I wish that I would have had the balls that he did when I was 21 instead of going and getting a job. I wish I would have just went, you know what? Hey, I'm good at drawing things. Why don't I fucking start drawing them for or even like take a shot, you know?
Yep.
Every
And
girl,
instead, I went and got a job that I thought, that's kind of my interest. This is, and went and
Well,
made
look
money
at
on
this
it.
right here. This
Yeah.
right here. This is your
Yeah.
design.
You're right. That's
look at
Travis
that.
designed this hat that I'm wearing.
Right, look at that.
gave
Look
him
at
a picture and he
that.
designed it.
Look at that poster behind you.
that one is a good one. Carol gave me that.
Yep.
Create
That's-
something today, even if it sucks. Just whatever the hell it's got to be.
Well,
But I wish I would. I can't imagine how much further along I'd be now if I didn't decide.
Not much.
Finally, yeah, you're probably right. I probably would have.
not much. Well, God, you're a nice critic.
I would have really ran into somebody like Johnny.
John,
fucked up my
goddamn,
life, just like that
sunshine
bitch.
on my shoulders, Denver, with all the fucking
Hey.
information.
Rainbows and unicorns are,
Yeah,
they're a lot.
You,
They're a
you
lot
are,
to talk about.
yeah, you are a rainbow and a unicorn.
Best part about me, that's what they say.
Your
I can't,
dog?
Yeah, it's
Your
what
dog,
they say.
yeah,
I can't shove
your
across the
dog
goddamn-
and you and a case of peanut butter. That's the best part of you.
No.
You're just like fuck
If you
it,
guys could see
whatever.
this right
give me some
now-
more peanut butter.
I can't.
His dog's head is buried between John's knees right now,
Oh,
and
yeah.
John's petting his ears. Like,
Oh, yeah, he's like, where the fuck's the peanut butter?
I'm
he's-
just happy you're not lonely anymore,
he's a
John.
smart dog.
You finally overcame.
What happened? Is that what happened? Dude got sick for a week, and then you decided you had to go to Billings for a
Yeah.
week.
No, my dog got sick, and I
Find
took care
another
of him.
peanut
and then
butter
I
liquor.
Then I got so worried about him that, I don't know. He's what's important. He's cool, dude.
He's the dude.
He's the
and-
dude.
So-
He's what's cool. He's what's cool in my life. I promise you, he's cooler than
I'm cool, and I'm in your life.
I know.
Yeah, what the
but,
fuck? You-
but
are
you
you
guys
discriminating?
You guys no.
Are you discriminating?
Hey, you guys are here with him. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can see him smelling your crotch. Like, hey, when's dinner?
He's a cool motherfucker.
You didn't drop
Apparently.
any chicken tonight, Johnny. You kept me hungry.
No.
Yeah, thanks for bringing us dinner.
So
too, by the way.
here's a question, and I know this is gonna probably vary differently.
Depends on
Let's
how
say-
much my microphone is up.
13-year-old you, are you where you're at today? Where you thought, or where 13-year-old you would have thought you were gonna be?
13-year-old me? No, I thought I would be in.
a porn star, for Christ's sake. He jacked off
No,
more than anybody I know.
close. I thought I'd be the guy who drove demolition cars.
Demolition car.
I thought I'd be the guy who.
Why? Why
who
did you
was
think
the-
that? Just curious. Why did you think that?
Because I
Because he went
always
to the Phillips County Fair a couple times.
because I always had a car, and I always had a farm, and I always had a car that I could drive around.
The only time I ever seen you on a farm was picking rock, for Christ's sake. You
No.
weren't.
No, his parents used to have a hell of a
From when
farm
I was
out
a
I
there.
know,
kid.
but he worked for Larry Lodmill for
Yep.
fucking how long?
Yep.
Picking rock, right?
But I grew
Dude.
up on a farm. I grew up.
You're on
and
the
I
mic.
always, is this on?
Yeah.
It's on.
It's
We're-
very loud.
We're listening to
Okay,
you.
I can't hear it quite. That
Well,
is.
neither could we over your dog chewing up that
Alright.
fucking cup in the background.
But I was always good at driving my station wagon around the hayfields.
So you thought you'd be at.
At 13, John's going like, I'm gonna be a derby car driver.
No, it was
or
less
whatever.
than 13.
Well, still, I said 13. Where 13-year-old do you think you'd be?
But that's what I mean.
I think I might have still been thinking about the
end.
NBA.
I was a spoiled rotten kid. No,
Yeah, well,
You think I'm kidding? I was a huge Jordan fan.
I was too.
I was like, there's gonna be a day
Who
if I
wasn't,
practice
though?
hard enough. If I practice hard enough.
who wasn't a big
Yeah,
Jordan
you're right.
fan?
I always had that.
Jordan
there
was
was
the
always
king.
that.
That's the thing too.
That's
Is
what
you
I was
see
gonna fall
all
back
these,
on.
you see all these comparisons to Jordan and LeBron, and
There's no comparison.
there is no comparison. Jordan was 10 times
Jordan
the
wins.
player.
I don't know.
LeBron-
LeBron's gonna have to go play some baseball before I'm convinced.
Well, fuck. He ain't gonna do
It don't
shit.
matter.
No, he ain't gonna
Dude,
do shit.
nobody
This
can
is his first
compare.
year. He's with the Lakers now. This is his first year.
No, he's not
And
now.
did-
He's out for the season now.
Yeah, well, they didn't make the playoffs. That's
Done.
why he's out.
Right,
done.
that's
He
why
got
he's out.
drafted.
Yep, that's exactly why he's out.
He's done to hang up
Didn't
and
make
get
the
fixed
playoffs.
whatever he wasn't thinking he's hurt, but
he might have a couple of more glory years left, but he's done.
No,
Who
I
knows?
think
he'll play for a while. It's basketball.
He'll play. I bet he got. I think he's got another 5 years in him. He's not
Should.
that old.
Should at
Should.
least, yeah.
So, but it's all going to depend on
All is
what.
Kobe.
I don't know. How old was Jordan when he retired?
But Jordan
know.
played for 4
I'm gonna
years
look it
in
up.
goddamn college. Kobe and LeBron did not. Right?
No, they went straight from high school to the
Right.
pros.
So?
But now they've changed that, and you can't do that. But
No.
I did hear that I watched a lot of Sports Center, and I think that they're saying that
Jordan played 15 seasons.
they're gonna maybe switch
how old
that
he
so
was.
that you can go
40.
straight to the pros. I think that's a bad decision because those
I think
guys
so,
need
too.
some guidance
Yep.
as far as, look at Zion Williams, for instance.
I think college should pay their athletes.
There's been
Well, I
there's been
agree
a
with
more
that,
few
too.
than more than
I agree with that too.
because the money's there.
Very few
The
of
money
them-
is so shady and it's there.
Dude,
It
very
is
few
there.
You don't
of
think
them
that
have been
like
able to
some
go straight to the pros.
dummy that
Kevin Garnett,
Was-
Kobe Bryant.
well, I know, but if you think that there's some dummy that's going to Purdue on his smarts when it's
Very
strictly
few
a
of them.
basketball scholarship and but he's still driving a fucking Hummer
that was LeBron.
that happened to be
No, it's his sister giving him.
Oh, well, they're
The
giving
Hummers.
it to him in
No, his sister
what-
giving the
well,
Hummers.
I know, but when they should just pay their athletes. Quit being fucking shady about it.
At
Your
least-
athletes
at
earn
least
your
give 'em
college a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah.
You go to like an Auburn and Oklahoma football game, you know how much money those tickets cost and got in
know.
through the door.
So where do
and
you
the
draw
jersey
the line?
and the
do you draw
jerseys
the
bought
line
and the-
at Kobe Bryant, or do you draw the line?
No,
at
go to grade school
frickin-
sports.
Who's the guy from NFL? Tim Tebow. Which one do you pay more?
Who? Kobe or Tim?
Yeah,
What kind of fucking question is that?
easy. You classify them both as scholar athletes.
No.
Well, you
no,
paid
no,
them
no,
paid them
no.
appropriately in college.
Okay. So which one is more important?
Why not? Because here's the deal. Now you look at it like a kid could leave Malta out of high school.
Wiz
And
Khalif
could,
Malta?
And a kid could leave Malta and he's gonna, let's say he's gonna go play football, walk on, maybe he's got a tiny scholarship to get him started for the first year. He goes to college for 4 years, still leaves college with let's say $50,000 in debt if he got a decent degree. Even, if football didn't pay for it, but he still got to play football. You leave college, you're in debt. If this same hardworking
Unless you
kid
have a full ride
decides
scholarship.
to go and put that same hard work into the oil field or the railroad or whatever he decides to do, 4 years later, the kid's 50 grand ahead instead of 50 grand in debt. Yet he went and played for your college, and your college every Saturday, fills those fucking stands with
Okay.
$20 tickets.
But you can't play.
Where does that money go?
You cannot
To pay your professors?
You cannot.
Nope, didn't go there either.
You
Went straight to
cannot
the
pay your
college.
number 12 player on your roster the same amount of money that you pay your number
No,
one.
you'd have to pay them the same way that you do, like coming out of high
So-
school. You'd be like, hey, here's
Okay,
Joe
then,
Blow,
so then
five-star
how do you
recruit.
rate-
Joe Blow, five-star
so then
recruit
How
gets-
do you rate LeBron James and like say Kevin Garnett versus a guy that comes out of his 4th year of college?
depends on where they're drafted. If you're going into the pros,
I mean, you can't
It's
say that-
all on performance. It has to be on performance.
Yeah,
you can't.
period.
Right.
It's
So
perfor-
then
It's
you-
the same with any job.
then you
Just
have
like if
to-
you worked at
so
the
then you have
fucking
to
radio station
evaluate-
and you sucked ass, you're not
No,
going to be worth a
doesn't
fuck.
Then
matter.
you
You
have
still
to
got
ev-
paid the same from
But
I
that.
you
know,
have to
but what I'm
evaluate-
saying is if you suck ass, you
Right.
should be
No,
paid
I
the minimum
get it.
wage.
I get it. I'm playing devil's advocate here. I'm doing the.
Yeah, I can tell that.
But so your first year freshman, you got to pay the same as your last senior. I mean,
One of my
I hear-
headphones is janking out.
yeah, mine is too. I can't hear a thing anymore.
I'll just pull it because it ain't even. There it goes. Because we're still recording. That's fine. You don't have to have those. The levels are fine. But anyway, yeah. So you pay your same. Well, you don't pay the athletes the same. Like you said, it's performance based, just like any fucking
But
job.
that's not fair.
But after you're 18,
so then you
and you're a kid
so
coming out of
you
high
go-
school, you're gonna get
so if
either
you
a
go to
job or you go
Division
play.
1 or a Division 2 college.
Then you get paid
Makes
more
a
or
difference
less.
between what you
Yeah,
get
it
paid.
does, because then that's performance based too.
So okay.
So you're telling me a kid that goes to Division 2 isn't quite as
no, I'm not done yet.
or is as good as a kid that goes 5-star recruit to D1?
No.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it, John. What's your
Okay, so when it comes down to NCAA video games,
Oh fuck! You're relating a video game to an actual.
I seen a thing on Twitter the other day that they wanted.
yeah.
You know how like they got
use your
NCAA.
name and your number.
No, but
on
they
that
got they
video
got
game. What are you
NCAA
worth?
football. They should make NAIA football and give those kids coin too.
What are you
Fuck's
worth?
sakes.
What are you worth?
Whatever the video game makes, and that
I
your
mean, when
number's
it
worth
comes
them
down to
buying.
it,
Are you on the cover, or are
If
you
you're
the guy
agent,
that's on the back
do you
of the
have
roster?
an agent? You can't have an agent.
Why can't you? You're 18.
No, not when you're in college. You cannot have an
Yeah,
agent.
the rules are now that you can't. But why can't you if you're 18?
If you should be able to. Then you should have the option.
That's what I'm saying.
You should be able to have an agent, or
So then you just got vulture agents coming out of these high school kids. Sign here, kid.
Yeah, here.
I mean-
just
But-
write your name on the paper and I'll fuck
I mean,
you
shit,
hard.
right? I mean,
Might or might
it's only
not, but
fair.
at least
Well,
they'd be getting paid in college a little
if
bit.
they're going to use
Something.
you on their college team to make them look cool, you should deserve something.
I agree.
For that.
So here's the thing. So if they don't want to pay you in college, fine. But don't limit it to if a guy wants to go straight to the NBA out of high school, he should have that option.
Absolutely.
They switched it.
If he's that good,
and-
yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was, Kobe, LeBron prior to that. LeBron's error was the last
Yep.
of that error. And then they switched it and they said, well, they need to do a year.
Gotta
of
at least get a
college.
year.
Fuck you. You know how much
Why?
you cost that guy in
Yep.
1 year?
Yep.
What if he blows a
gets
knee?
hurt?
Fucking
Yep.
pot. Look at Zion.
Yeah.
The fucker blew his shoe out. I didn't think for sure he was going to come back.
Yeah.
He missed 3 or 4 games.
If I was Zion, I would have hung it up, got the giant contract from Nike, because they got to pay you now after your Nike shoe
Did you
just
see
blew
what
out.
Nike stocks did
If your
after
Nike
that?
exactly, your Nike shoe blows out.
They went-
This same thing happened to one of the Detroit Lions offensive linemen. A Nike shoe blew the same way, and they thought his knee
Vaginitis?
went. No, this shoe fell apart just like Zion's did. You're putting that kind of pressure on, but he was wearing
On
your
your
God.
vagina?
No, but no, listen.
If you're a Detroit Lion,
Don't
it's
try to
gotta be
take
your
it fucking
vagina.
dirty because I'm telling a story. Anyway, Nike has no choice but to sponsor that kid. If you don't sponsor
How
that
couldn't
kid,
they?
Dude, you got to finish.
you don't sponsor that kid and Adidas picks him up, look at the campaigns, the smear campaigns
Oh,
they
boy,
could put
it'd
on
be
Nike
tough.
at that point.
It'd be tough for Nike.
Oh, it'd be terrible.
You gotta finish.
It'd be a kill shot. Nike's got to spend some coin, and he's probably going to get one of the bigger Nike sponsorship dollars you've ever seen. But at that point, when he got hurt, why come back? Save it. Go to the NBA. Get your shoe deal.
Yep.
Do your fucking money. What if you got hurt in the tournament? Or I mean, you never know.
Yeah, don't do it.
He is a stud, and he was fun to watch. I was very surprised this year that they lost, which
I
it was
wasn't.
right.
They
down to
almost
the
lost
end.
2 times.
They did. They
Should've
scathed
lost 2 times.
through the last 2 games prior to that, but they had a good team. I mean,
Duke
you got
never
4
has a
freshmen
bad
starting.
team. Yeah.
4 freshmen. Him, Cam Reddish. And,
But you got it that way. If you got that good of a college team and your athletes aren't getting paid, and they get the option the next year to get paid if they're that good, why the fuck wouldn't they?
They're gonna find it under the table either way. Right?
They do, but
I
it's
mean-
different when it's in your actual contract and you got,
Right.
you know,
Wouldn't it be nice to let those guys do it and be okay with it? I mean, you shouldn't crucify somebody for coming from nothing and actually being able to pay rent one time. That's bullshit.
Yep.
Let them be okay.
Well, exactly. Why not? I mean, like, what kids living in the dorms, you know, they gotta do their thing. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Like, let them live the life.
mean,
They're
you
already a rock star on
you
the
can
campus
op-
of Duke.
right.
They're gonna be profoundly successful.
Wouldn't this be a
anyway,
way
so-
you could control what they do with the money they make?
Yeah.
Wouldn't you be able to say, "Hey, we're gonna make you responsible for this,"
Or even
instead of just
put it in an
blowing
academic
on
class of
drugs
some
and
sort that makes them-
whatever, you know?
Why not?
At least make them responsible for it. I don't know. Because if you're just throwing these kids cash when they're that age, well, what did you do at that age? What did I do at that age? You don't
Apparently,
you
you
don't have
picked
to
up
answer
some
it.
fucking hitchhiker.
Well, that goes
and
back
you-
to
I
my
was gonna say
question.
we don't have to answer it. It's just
Goes
Oh,
back
no,
to my
we'll
question
answer
that,
it.
that Brian didn't answer yet.
I
Johnny
know.
answered it. He wanted to be a derby car driver. What do you think you'd be when you were 13? I'm not
know.
kidding when I said that I might have thought I was going to be in the NBA. And not that I thought that because I was so good at basketball. It's because at that age I had
That's what
such a
you thought.
love for it that like I was shooting hoops in my dad's shop, and I had friends at that point. Like I made the A team like twice, and I was on the B team the rest of the time bench. Like I was I grew up 5'6". That's as tall as I got. What did I
was-
ever expect? You know,
I always thought I'd be one of those guys that drove the car and the.
Muggsy Bogues
In the
was my
movies.
hero back then. I thought for sure.
And he was a stud too. Then
The fuck's dude chewing on now
know-
over there?
Hey,
I don't know what I was. At 13, I'm not even really sure what I thought I.
Hey, you didn't
wanted
think
to
I'm
be.
gonna own a brewery and a car wash in
No.
Malta?
No, I never thought that in a million years.
probably
but
never thought you'd
Yeah.
have a beard.
No, I couldn't grow hair on my nutsack hardly. Then, so what the fuck would I think about growing a beard?
Yeah.
There
were kids we had in like 5th grade, full mustache. I wasn't one of those kids.
I was.
It's tough, man. Yeah, our boy is gonna be 9 here pretty quick, and it's like, how do you guide a young mind in
it's
the
crazy.
right direction? Because you don't really know.
There's
You're-
no.
I got an
no answer to that.
11-year-old, and it's
As
it's
far as I'm
tough.
concerned, there's no absolute answer
It's
to that.
tough. It is not easy. So
there's not because you see some of the best parented kids become the ones that go so fucking far off.
turn
I mean,
into
Johnny,
fucking
look at there you go.
shitbags.
He grew
Dude,
up farm,
I'm not
everything
saying
in
you're
his
shit
fucking
bag,
head.
John. I'm just.
I'm not
saying,
either, but
no.
I'm just saying, like you
My
don't even
parents were
know.
awesome.
And then
I
you
had a
see-
perfect life growing up.
You see
Look at
kids
me.
that didn't hardly have any upbringing become to be some of your greatest citizens of the United States.
No,
It's
No.
weird. It's a weird thing
There's
that
no
what kids are
guarantee.
going to do for themselves.
there's no guarantee.
A little
Brian's
Western on
competing
that.
with you
And you know
about the
what?
peanut butter
That
there.
might
He
be-
just spilled
that might
half his
be
beer
one
A
of
on
little
it.
Western on that.
That's one of those. That there is no guarantee in life. That's one of the curse and the thing that makes you happiest most.
Nobody wrote a manual about how to raise
Because
kids
there's
by any
no-
means.
It's all in the eye of the beholder.
And they're so, like I said, they're so
Everybody
individually
are you
different
shitting
too.
me? There's been a million books about how to raise kids.
But there ain't
None
no
of them work.
Yeah, there ain't no definitive book for each kid. There ain't. I
No.
mean, like
Every
each
kid's
kid
different.
needs to come out of the vag with an owner's manual and hand it to you when they're done.
Well, and
wish.
it's
They'll be like, "Here's how my personality
I
works." and
swear,
here's how.
I'm pretty sure when I looked at my old lady's vaginas, it looked like they came out with an encyclopedia. They were so big, the vaginas, that it looked like they must have came out with at least a school bus full of books. That's how big their vaginas were.
of Gross.
Were or are?
Hey,
wait a
looks
minute.
like it's midnight.
You been
Turned into a pumpkin.
Yeah, you pumpkined it.
Got him again.
Do not pumpkin. That's you, John.
Hey, stretch marks only mean you did it right.
Okay.
That's
Are we talking about cheeseburgers or women?
No, I thought we were still talking about vaginas.
well, I don't.
I don't.
You were the only one talking about vaginas. I
I'm
don't
just
know.
making
you
things-
took
You're over
you
there
took us talking
rambling
about what
on.
you are as a 13-year-old to stretch marks and vaginas. I don't know where that.
So I'm making things up again.
Well, I don't know. Are you?
Uh-huh.
You and your stripper hooker road trip that you
San
had?
Antonio hitchhiker. Come on.
Whatever. I don't fucking know. You're so fucking all over the place all the time that.
It's called aloof.
You're aloof.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to
figured
be
were gonna
overweight
say
to be aloof.
and I was hoping for
You know,
Snoop aloof.
I know the definition of aloof, but I feel like it just sounds like you should be a little overweight to be aloof.
Well,
You don't seem like a guy that was
just
aloof.
so happens I'm a fat bastard.
More
Oh,
like
fuck.
no, you're more like
My nutsack weighs as much as you do.
Your wet beard.
Yeah, that's possible. It's possible.
I'm having one more.
Do it. Do it. Hit the
They work.
horny
That's for
amber.
sure. That
Are you ready to
Hit the horny amber. You're probably mad we ran out of the elk shed because
I'm all right. I'm all right.
look at him. Oh.
He's gonna perfect pour that one.
Oh. You did better than I did.
and I don't know what else you would expect if you bring a brewer on the podcast other than to drink some beer. I mean, that is.
I just want to
That's
say,
Brian
the-
shows up and we have the most sober podcast ever. What do you expect?
No, we can't do that.
just because the braided bearded Bryan shows up
Braided
belittling
beard- How long you been
my
putting that one together in your head?
My
Braided,
befuddled,
bearded. How
defunctory, bashful self.
how did the braided bearded come about?
There's as many B things as I could see in a row.
What's wrong with my beard? I mean,
It's not braided.
It's ugly, but what the fuck? I mean,
No, I was trying to say as many B things.
That's what made me decide I shouldn't grow a ginger beard.
yeah.
No,
They come in shitty. I can tell you that. Look at it.
and-
Oh.
Look at it.
That one's pretty spectacular, right?
For a ginger beard. You know, here's the
beard.
funny part about my beard. So I can't tell you how many people are like, "How come you dye your hair?" Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You're a
You
regular
have-
old Keith Pancratz. He's
you
the
have
same
a red
fucking
beard.
color.
You have a red beard and blonde hair. Why the fuck?
There's
do
lots
you
of guys
dye
like
your hair?
that. They got the.
I'm like, why in the fuck would I dye my hair?
I'm blessed with both. I got the red hair and the red beard, but I got blonde eyebrows.
Yeah, you do. The blonde brows.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not gonna lie.
blonde braided brow, whatever kind of
Blah, blah,
rhyme
blah,
John's
blah,
gonna try and
motherfucker.
make out of
to you.
this.
I got nothing. I got
John's-
dirty
John-
brown. I'm dirty.
Dirty John.
Yeah, dirty Johnny. I'm dirty Johnny.
Dirty John and the boys. You motherfucker, you've been sneaking in the back of that Prius, haven't you?
Depends on what's in the back of the Prius.
Dirty John and the boys.
Well then, yes.
You motherfucker.
No, I'm.
We
just
won't.
like-
We won't elaborate on that.
I'm just as difficult as anyone.
You're
Even as
more-
difficult as your dog.
No.
That fucking
he's
dog.
difficult.
God, he's been scratching
He
at
needed
the
out.
door
He
for
wants
fucking
again. He wants out again. Wants up. Wants in.
in
Wants
and out,
out.
in and out, in and out.
Because he knows that I already warned everybody about spilling
You
beers.
kept all the peanut butter in the car, or what?
Yes. No, in my shorts.
You brought a tube of peanut butter in your shorts.
For
no,
God's sake.
You brought a tube of peanut butter in your
No.
shorts. I stole it.
Whoa!
I didn't bring shit other than this good beer.
Yeah, he brought the beer. Now you're digging peanut butter out of his shorts. Where'd this podcast go?
My dog's a good dog.
Your dog's fucking all over the place.
Hey.
All you
dude,
can think about is the story of you and your fucking San
Well,
Antonio hooker
no.
that you picked up for.
Yeah, I'm not
16
even done
minutes.
with that story either. There's still more to it. Travis walked in on half
Oh,
of it.
for fuck's sakes. Your story about your hooker is biased at best.
I can understand how you feel that way. But it's true.
I can vouch for the part when she showed up in Malta that at least she's
He
a real
did
human.
Bring a
She's a
Santa.
real human.
She may have had a wiener.
No.
She was washing the dishes with her pants on.
No. She was on the couch with her nothing on.
Oh,
when
that
I
was
walked
when
in.
Jason. That was when
John
Howard
was
showed
cooking
up.
her breakfast. He came to the door and his literally the white long johns with a dick hole in them, but he's got a half a hard on sticking out the side of him, and answers the door like that. Hey,
See
wanna
that?
come in?"
It was big, and he said,
could
"How?"
tell.
I'm gonna check out my hooker.
I could tell it'd been a fun week-ish for him, however long he'd been locked in his apartment.
Holy fuck.
It was a full hard on, and he said half. So I give myself credit.
I was trying to
he
give you
had
the benefit of the
6.
doubt.
No, I'm gonna say 4-inch.
Yeah, it was one of those. I wasn't super proud of her, but
He looked pretty proud.
she
I
wasn't
think you
bad.
were proud. You brought her back to Malta for
She's,
Billings.
she wasn't the worst.
And then you drove her back down there.
She wasn't the worst I ever brought to my apartment.
Well, we're not saying that, but you brought her back to Malta, and
All
then
right.
you
I
brought
had
her
to.
back.
I know
to
I said I was
Billings.
going to wrap it up in the segment, but I got to pee and I'll be back. And we're back. I know I promised it was the final segment of the last time we were outside.
It's the final segment.
It is now.
It's
It's got to be. There's too much bathroom here where we can't. It
It's-
never gets dirtier than when you have.
Then when you promise it's not
John.
going to get dirty.
Yeah. Every time we could have a board full of like clean topics, and it don't matter. You get a couple guys sitting around, and pretty soon you're making fun of the other guy's dick. It doesn't
Yeah.
like.
Even my
You got a
dog.
tiny dick, John.
Well, even my dog farts once in a while.
No, he farts all the time. That
don't
fucker's been a
think-
pain in the ass this whole time.
He eats batteries.
He eats batteries.
I know he does.
No wonder why your girlfriends hate you.
That's because I'm alkaline.
Because he that was good. I'll give you that. That was good. He destroys their hopes and dreams because they know that if he eats
I couldn't
these
even swallow
batteries,
the beer in my mouth.
Hey, if it burns after that, you have an excuse.
Jesus, John, you're not a 9-volt.
No, I'm
Yeah.
a 12-volt baby.
oh,
You'd be
fuck.
lucky to hit AAA status.
That's
You're almost old enough for triple.
oh.
He is AAA.
No, that's
Fucking good.
AARP I'm thinking of.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Same
Gotta
thing.
teach my dog
Same
to
thing.
sick fucking balls.
I'm going to teach him
Oh,
to sick
fuck.
balls.
You couldn't sick him to fucking do anything.
Yeah, I'll bet you I could teach him to smell cancer.
Smell cancer.
That's what they
Define
do.
smell cancer. Tell
That's
me
what dogs do.
That's what dogs do.
He's part beagle.
Because he was licking her tit, he knew there was cancer in there, or what?
That's kind of his style. He's like a ridiculous. He's part beagle.
He's like a fucking year old. He ain't nothing yet.
He's
He ain't
fucked, for Christ's sake. I've been here 30 minutes and he's fucked up.
He's just been looking for something to eat the whole time. But
Batteries, apparently.
He has.
John
eaten
did say he
better.
was on his last $5 and he spent it on beer.
Yeah, way to go. You could have got him medicine to get him better, but instead you got drunk.
I could have got him more batteries.
Could have got him at least some dog food.
Could have kept his fix going.
Poor fucker's like, I've been in Billings for 10 days.
I tell you
no
what.
dog food, and then I come back home and the motherfucker gets chicken in front of me.
Yeah.
Marinated for
when
10 days.
When I first
Marinated chicken.
got him,
Thanks a lot, you cheap fuck.
he dug into like a 12-foot fucking snowbank, and all I could see was the tip of his tail, and that's all I could see. I was just like, well, all right, I'll see where it goes. He came out with an empty sandwich bag. He dug like 12 feet into a goddamn snowbank.
That must have been a good sandwich.
I was thinking, that wasn't just a sandwich bag. It's kind of what I was thinking.
Well, you thought he found your lost
It was a
weed bag,
green
or-
sandwich bag.
I was thinking it. Yeah, I was thinking there
You've been
might
hanging
be.
around you too long.
Oh, he's been hanging around YouTube.
You tube long.
I don't smoke it. I don't deny it, but I know that he knew exactly what it was he was searching for that day. I was like, you got to be shitting me.
Dude, do you want to come up here on this mic and defend yourself?
John Denver gets a dog that can dig 6 feet into a snowbank.
He's probably got a microchip. He's probably from the government.
He
I
is.
hope so.
Put your
He's-
tinfoil hat on.
I hope so. I hope so.
He's looking for your information that you know
I'll
about
blow him
the
up. I'll blow him
San
up.
Antonio,
Come here.
about the
Get up
San
there.
Antonio hooker
Come here.
or whatever
Get
the
up
fuck you
there. Get
called
up
her.
there. Come on.
He's like, John,
Think we can get him on this stool?
No, I don't want you to try.
Come here. Get up here. Hey, get up here.
He's over your shit. He don't want nothing to do with you, John.
Can you get
Come
up
on.
there? Come here.
He's actually a little bummed out he doesn't live with me.
I bet he is.
He's like, Travis has a yard and fence
I
and
could shit
Get up
freely.
toys.
Dude. Hey, up here.
I could
We're
go
gonna
out-
do. So here's how we're gonna end the podcast: is John trying to go, dude, get on the stool. If you need me to narrate this, we got a couple of black round bar stools in here that they're like of the Walmart brand, probably, that John's sitting on, and he's got one next to him, and he's trying to talk his dog into getting on one right now. And dude's only as smart as his owner, and it's not happening.
Yeah, he's.
John, you're still podcasting.
He thinks that you have peanut butter, John. Come on.
Well, I'm gonna have to lay the wiener out.
Gross.
What?
And
Keep
the
it.
Hey,
Keep it in.
all right, you guys close your eyes. I just got to do things for what these guys can hear.
Keep it in. Oh, for fuck's sakes! Everyone in the planet knew that was tiny.
Everyone on the planet knew that was some drunk guy trying to clap and missed both hands.
Sounded
He went-
like a
He's
pin
like, this is
drop.
gonna be real loud.
Yeah.
Come on, guys, right in front of my dog.
He just clapped like.
He's disappointed, as he always has been.
No, as all my exes have been.
I'd fucking.
Oh yeah.
I wish that was on video because he's
Oh,
like, here it goes.
Fuck.
He's gonna
That was
clap.
funny.
He's lucky
That
he
was
caught a
funny.
pinky and a thumb there.
Come here, dude. Prove these guys wrong.
Dude,
Come on,
don't do
buddy.
it. He's like looking at you, going, John. Even I know you're crazy. You remember all those conversations you talked about that he had with you? He's having one right now, thinking you're nuts.
No, he's thinking
He
he,
hates
doesn't
you.
ever want to see my nuts again. Come here.
Yeah, he's Sid.
Unfortunately,
His-
it's
his-
your dog.
He's saying, "I am so fucking tired of peanut butter. Could you at least get mayonnaise or something fucking different?"
Drop that piece of chicken in my bowl that I had out
Yeah,
there today.
something. I've been fucking waiting at Coon's age. Come on, give me
He's a
something.
fairly
good.
smart dog, but he's got John.
The owner.
Yeah, you know, I do feel bad. I think he's the kind of dog where I should probably give him up and let. Oh,
That
Let him what?
was him biting in the middle of John's pants.
Oh, good. You need a good.
I
bite.
feel like I should be the bigger man and give my dog to somebody who deserves him more than me, because he's so cool. He's just
As
He's
he
cooler
rips
than
the
you.
sleeve off
yeah,
of John's
by far.
sweatshirt.
By far, he's cooler than me. He's without question. He's one of
Well,
those
that
dogs.
didn't take much.
He,
All he had to do
should
was
probably
not go to jail today.
he should probably be with a veteran that can't see, or I mean, he's that smart.
He
He's-
seems like an annoying fuck because he's been
He's
nothing
not.
but scratching and
He's
fucking
not.
around.
He's like that because he's bored that I don't give him more to do. Is his problem.
Well, get some more ambition.
Yeah,
He's finally being nice and talking. John kicks him.
fuck
Kicks
yeah,
the
dude.
fuck out of
Here
him. He's like,
Peter,
you
here comes
cocksucker.
Peter. Don't bite my foot,
No,
douchebag.
it's the goddamn truth though. He's
He's trying
he's
to bite my toe off
he's
now.
he's such a good
Listen,
dog.
dude.
He's better than me.
Listen, dude, those are my pants.
Hey, no.
What do we got left to talk about?
John's dog, apparently.
Oh, fuck, I guess. What's up there on the
That's
board?
it. The last thing. What's the coolest thing you ever built?
The coolest thing that I ever built?
If you don't say your bumper, I'm gonna be real mad.
No, that probably wasn't, but it was a lot of work. Back in my metal days,
Back in my metal days, I used to play some Metallica.
yeah, no, I wish that would be much cooler than what I have to say, but probably some of the coolest things I ever built was I remember building so the company I used to work for built skyscrapers in California, and it was a lot of welding and farting around and stuff like that, but I remember in particular some things that you'd come in and weld on one thing all day long, and it was kind of an art. I mean, welding is an art in
Oh, for sure.
particular anyway. So you'd come in and you'd have like 3-inch thick plate on the back of a beam, and it needed 1 3/4 weld or whatever, and you'd weld all fucking day. I mean, you come in and weld one thing all day long, and
Wow.
you took pride in it because it was something that you just kept banging to it, and one side of a plate needed 17 welds in one spot, or 20, or whatever the fuck it was.
A 3-inch plate?
Yeah, it was big.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you're butting up a 3-inch plate to a
John.
beam, and
He was okay till you started slapping him in the face.
it was something that I took a lot of pride in. I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
I've had a few different jobs where, like, I even just like landscaping, or like you built a yard, or like a waterfall feature or something
Yeah,
like that,
you
and you got
take
done,
pride
and
in
you're just
certain
like,
things.
fuck yeah, I'm glad that, not only are you glad it's done, but man, you're proud of that being there. But I don't know, I'd have to say,
My ex had a waterfall feature one time.
which one?
that was when she was mad that he didn't get mad enough about her kissing another guy.
I peed the bed. I call it
Oh.
a waterfall feature.
Gross.
I don't even doubt it. I don't. John, what's the coolest thing you ever built?
A waterfall feature.
Shut the fuck up. What'd you really build?
The only thing he ever built was a legacy. John Denver,
The legend.
a.k.a.
I built up some air. There was this one time I built.
You're
You
something.
built air in the back door.
No wonder why no woman will keep you around more than 3 days.
I don't blame him. I never asked him to keep me. I have built a couple pretty cool decks.
Decks.
Did you say with an E?
What the fuck you guys think I said? Yes.
Dicks?
Like summer lounging spots?
Summer lounging spot. You are a summer lounge.
Summer lounging.
Where
You-
wouldn't-
you-
If you go to
built-
Google.
where you wouldn't be afraid.
You built the peanut butter paradise? Is that what you built?
If you go to Google and Google deck synonym, if summer lounging spot doesn't come up, I'd be so fucking disappointed right now.
You
Summer lounging spots.
Captain Lounge.
You guys are terrible.
Ground control to Major Tom.
I can't.
You guys are horrible.
All
I
right.
was just trying to be serious for once.
You
Well, if
fucking liar.
If
You're
you
never
guys out there in
serious.
podcast land can't understand the fun we're having, go try Bryan's beer
Oh boy,
at Blue Ridge Brewing.
it'll get you going.
I recommend you don't, because that means that's more I drink.
John has had
Then
a
again,
few too many picos,
There's
aka elk shed.
I still haven't told all my stories.
Well, yeah, because you can't even remember them.
No, I can remember the decks. I can remember all the decks I've ever had.
You've been on a deck before, and you drank.
I've taken care of a lot of decks in my day.
You take care.
I have taken care of.
A lot of
You know, that's a deck is one of those things where
You
you,
gotta,
you
like,
have to take care of yearly. It's
deck
annually.
care.
Are you saying deck or dick?
Annually, you've got to take care of a deck.
You,
I don't even know.
yeah, you're so all over the place.
He's like, I stained a couple things.
Blah, 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 blah. Fuck,
we-
he's just like fucking rambling.
No, I'm pretty specific.
No, you're decking it.
You mean summer lounging spots?
So, my mistake. Summer lounge. Sorry, I didn't. Sorry, John. I didn't mean
If
to
you don't
discredit-
change
I
the
accept
place
your
out the
apology.
front door of your brewery to summer lounging spot,
Fuck. Apparently, John's Summer Lounge. Yeah, come on, John's Summer Lounge. This is where it's at.
It only stands if you have a bad temperament or sense of humor. I mean, really.
A bad? Why would anyone have a bad temperament?
Because you never know what people, when it comes right down to it, you really never know what people really think about other things. It's one of those situations where mostly...
says aluminum foil hat boy.
Fuck. I swear to God. I peeked in his pickup and I was like, Jesus Christ. Who knows what's happening around this fucking place? He drives around the satellite, beep, 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 poking out the top. Just absolutely fuck. You're the kind of guy, I guarantee you, this is you, John. You go home tonight, you watch porn or whatever you feel that you're going to watch, and
It's tough to get porn when you don't have internet these days.
well, whatever. He's probably roaming it off one of these businesses in town. He pulls up front and
can't
he
even
parks
do
in
that
their parking spot and he watches porn. And then he puts a little fucking piece of tape or something over the camera on his phone because he's like, fuck, they're watching me. I don't want them to be watching me when I'm
No,
doing.
but now I have something to think about.
Well, yeah.
Next time I'm downloading porn, I'm certainly fucking covering the camera.
Yeah, you're going to cover that up. And he's like, yeah, I'm just going to cover this up here for just a second. And, yeah.
Man, I never thought about half of that before. Where did you come up with that?
I'm just reading your mind.
You're the wise old man with the big beard.
I can read your mind, John. I know exactly what you're thinking before you think it.
I disagree. Otherwise, my beer would be refilled.
I'm sitting here waiting.
Hey,
You're the man.
you know what I think about the
That is
Camera
freaking
phone.
awesome beer, by the way.
I always
Well, thank
think
you.
I always think, even if they are watching me, either they're getting an awesome show, or there's somebody more awesomer than me
Thank
that
you,
they
sir.
have to watch anyway. That they ain't worried about the shit I'm doing. I don't give a
Dude,
fuck.
if they're if they're
Unless
worried
you-
about what guys like you,
Unless you're
me and
screaming
you
like,
are
I'm going to
doing-
kill the president or
Yeah.
something like that, you're
Ooh.
probably safe.
Dude, if they're worried about what guys like us are doing,
Shit, at this point, half the country is doing that without like. It ain't me, but that's what I mean. Like, if they got Alexa in their house,
I like to think
That's
that I'm a good
Alexa,
old boy.
that motherfucker. That's just a
listening all
that's
the
a
time.
drone. That's
Yeah.
all they are,
Yeah.
is to monitor.
I won't have it. I
got-
won't have it.
I got a Hey
you don't have
Google
internet,
in my
so
house,
yeah, you're not gonna have it.
and
All
I
right.
I keep mine in there.
I'm a hillbilly.
most
I'm
of the
not gonna lie.
time just in the kitchen where like the girls play music on it and stuff, but a lot of the times I just unplug the fucker.
I don't like it either. My
It kind of
wife,
trips me out that it can
My
just,
wife plays Alexa all the time, and it's okay. She hollers, "Hey, play this, play that, whatever," which
Yeah.
is cool. Whatever, I don't care. But that fucking thing's listening all the time. It's
no,
listening
not
to
like
you.
I got a pile to hide.
Right. But
No,
guys
but
like
still,
us,
it's
yeah,
like
we're
that.
all right. But you still don't want them to know everything about your shit.
No,
Right.
I agree with that. It's a fucked up deal, man.
I don't
It
want them
really
to
is.
know my
I'm not a
superior
conspiracist.
sexual tactics.
I'm
I
not a
don't
cons- well, yeah. They're not gonna
Yeah.
be like, oh, Travis did this move on her tonight.
Well,
It's
how to steal Carol.
yeah, we
Nobody
already,
knows that one.
it's you have something on there, and
It's weird though, like that we got that many things staring at us at all times now.
Well, it comes.
And you tell
down
me
to
that
the-
there isn't big money in the data to own that.
no,
Tell
there
me,
is.
tell me,
There is.
there's just like when we were kids, man. My parents used to send me out
You mean a power glove? I had
to
a
the
power
ditch.
glove.
My parents would send me to the ditch to throw rocks in the water or go St. Minnows or go, you know what I mean? Go do something like that. Get the fuck outside and go do something.
It's because they wanted to fuck.
Well,
Get
now
the fuck out of the house, John,
Now's
because
it-
I'm gonna rail
No.
your mom like no tomorrow.
now they put a kid in front of a screen and earbuds.
Yeah, no,
It ain't so much about they put them in front of that. That's more what the kid wants to do. You're like, get outside. They're like, but I don't wanna. You're like, well, yeah, like there's plenty of shit to do out there. You got a trampoline, a dirt
Dude,
bike, a fucking.
I used to be locked
Everything.
out of my. I'd get locked out of my house.
Because they wanted to.
Granted, yes, I was an asshole. Granted, yes, I was on a farm. Granted, there's several silver stars.
No
that go
difference than
above it.
today.
But I'm not upset about it. I would never turn my parents in for neglecting
No,
me.
I remember plenty of times as a kid being out and you'd be out there till the streetlights came on or till like, even at that point, once you got a little bit older, if it like you had to be home before midnight, or the curfew, whatever it was,
Yeah, I never.
whatever your parents said
Dude,
it was
I
that you
had
had to be
an awesome
home. But I remember
childhood.
being out doing shit all the time.
Well,
I had
even
fun
now,
my whole life.
even now with our kids, it's like the siren rings at 6 o'clock, and we call it the dinner bell.
Yeah.
The dinner bell rings, come home,
Yep.
and they do. I mean,
Well, back when I was a kid, it was 9:30.
I know that.
Right.
They fucked that all up.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock now,
Yeah.
but
And it might have been the dinner bell for me back then too. My dad was like making
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain hot dogs and mac and
get
cheese.
in there and
all
eat,
alone.
boy. You're not gonna eat.
The point is, if what I'm doing is wrong, what my parents did is horrible. You know what I mean?
No, I do.
If I'm wrong for paying attention, man, my parents paid so much less attention to me than I do to my kids. I don't understand how they're not horrible parents, but I am.
Well, we were talking.
Times have
That
changed.
last podcast, like Shane was talking, like how many times your parents go take a country cruise with all their friends, and you're riding in the back as you're handing beers through the back slider
Right.
window or
Oh,
something,
yeah.
like.
Yep.
Yeah,
And they'd go out and we'd go fishing all day, and they'd be drinking all day,
Yep.
and then drive our asses home.
that's plumb fine.
Yeah.
Now you go to fucking prison for it, like you don't hardly, like, you're out with your kids for the day, you kind of wonder, do you crack a few beers or do you
Yeah.
yeah. Anyway, before we all pass out in here, I suppose we should probably end this podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Fuck you, CPS.
Brian, thanks for all the beers, man.
Thanks for
Yeah,
coming.
thanks for the beers, man.
Blue
that was
Ridge
awesome.
Brewing. If you make it into Malta, stop at Brian's Brewery because it's damn well worth it.
Fucking A, man.
And
Come
listen
try
to
the
Johnny.
Pico,
And if you get-
Elk Shed.
If you're
That's
coming
right.
to try and get drunk,
If you get the hiccups,
just listen to Johnny.
I have a solution for you.
Yeah, John had
What
maybe,
is your
maybe
solution?
2 Picos, and
You'll have
he's-
to ask Brian.
I don't know. Fucking figure it out, man.
You'll get there from here.
No, it's good beer, and it's
It's very
powerful.
Good beer. I like
powerful.
it.
It's sneaky. Sneaky.
I'm gonna be mad when I got to
we
hangover
actually
tomorrow
had a
before my
name.
hangover day.
We actually had a name for the beer from one of our founders that was called Triple Threat, and I loved the name, but it just
Not
didn't
bad.
fit for our theme for the
Well,
beer, or for the
I
brewery.
remember
but
triple threat from Mr. Tolfson.
Triple
Holding
Threat.
the basketball.
Yeah.
You're triple threat. You can either pass, dribble,
play,
or fucking
yep.
shoot.
Yep. Well, this was it's sneaky smooth, it's strong, and get too much of it, and you're fucked.
Well,
Man's got a point.
we appreciate your.
Fuck
Your,
yeah. Thanks for.
I
Yeah.
wanted to say
Anytime.
patronage, but man, we were the
Anytime.
patronage. It was awesome having you here.
Yeah, we'll do another one. We'll get
Yes.
we'll get Lenny in here. That'd be a fun
Leonard.
one. Yeah,
Oh, that motherfucker. He's funnier than fuck.
that'd be fun
Bullshit.
times.
I heard he's a fucking wet blanket.
He's a wet blanket. Oh, jeez. Well, that's quite the clarification.
That's a dare.
What an analogy! Like, he's a wet blanket. He's a good egg.
He's a hard boiled.
That was just one of those sneaky.
All right, before we get this any dirtier, I'm gonna fucking end this thing.
All right.
Thanks for coming, Brian. Johnny.
Yes. Thanks for
It's been
having me.
fun.
John,
We're
good
out,
to see you, buddy.
Montarctica.